And go. I think we're live. Are we live? We are live. Oh, wait a minute. Did I set it to the... Okay, yeah, I set it to the right. Well, what's up, everyone? How's everybody doing today? I was talking to the chat, sissy. No, it's all good. How's everybody on the podcast, on my cast doing today? How about that? Everybody's good? Just chilling. I'm doing good. Good. We are here with the PE podcast number 28. Today we're going to be talking about Super Smash Bros. Brawl, particularly the history of Super Smash Bros. Brawl and why it was such a great game in Smash Bros. History. We can also touch up on some, Fallout 3 news and why that game had so many bugs. So yeah, we're going to be talking about that today. So what do you guys think? You guys excited? Super Smash Bros. Brawl.
Two iterations ago and not the ultimate news. That's fine.
We're not?
I accidentally left the mic off so people couldn't hear you. So go ahead and repeat everything you just said.
Oh my god, every week. Oh my god. Hi, we were having fun banter. Apparently, Mr. OJ, Player Essence over here, wants to talk about some crusty, dirty ass Super Smash Bros. Game from 2 iterations ago rather than some ultimate news. Hey guys, we're talking about the history of Brawl and why it was a pretty good game. Screw Brawl.
What?
We need to talk about Ultimate. All right.
Yeah, let's do it.
How are we not going to talk about it?
We're not going to talk about Super Smash Bros. Ultimate today, guys. There's no need.
Oh.
There's no need to talk about it.
Oh, okay. All right. Thanks for coming to the podcast, guys. It's been a good one. This has been sponsored by Luden's Watermelon Cough Drops. There he is. We've stalled long enough. Mr. Turbo Jesse is now in the building.
Hey,
what a dude.
Guys. Sorry, I'm late. I misread the timing. So
no, you're fine. We had a weird timing. It was originally 8:07, then went to 8:12 for my time. I don't know why we're going on weird increments. Either way, I guess I somehow accidentally just hosted myself over here and became the guy who's talking a lot. Hi, my name's Jordan Fringe. Welcome to the podcast.
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good. You're doing good today? You feeling right? You have a good day?
I mean, I'm getting frustrated with Red Dead Redemption. Besides for that, everything's good. I like your lighting. Your lighting is on point, bro. I like.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We're repping the purple lights this month for Spyro. Because we got to let them know it's coming. We got 12 days left. It'll be here, and then I can move on with my life and get this chapter over with and play Spyro and never make content again because I'll be playing that for the rest of my life. All right. So you know what? I don't want to talk about no Smash Bros. Brawl. Okay, OJ, that's disgusting. Why would you want to talk about that?
All right. You changed my mind.
All right. Good.
Thank you.
Let's go over the recap, shall we, friends?
All right, let's talk about why this was a pointless 40 hours. And I don't listen. Wait,
40 hours. 40 hours? Jesus, we'd still be watching it.
It felt like 40 hours. Listen, don't get hate. There was no need for them to be like, let's talk about how to change your brightness and use the help menu. Stuff like that. That's pretty dumb. That was pretty boring and useless. Just get to the facts, show us the story, the online play, all that fun stuff. Spirits, which is epic. The characters, cool, interesting. But the rest of that stuff, get out of here. I don't want it. That's disgusting. I know how to turn my brightness up and down. Okay? I'm not an idiot.
They literally spent like 5 seconds on that.
They spent a solid 10 minutes talking about setting features from hell.
Now we know
LAN adapter.
Well, now we know they have like 11 different languages. Did you know that before the
draft?
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
Right.
11 different languages.
I can play it in French, so that's pretty crazy. What else? A LAN adapter? It's not 2005. That thing looks like it's straight from the Wii with that color, dude. A LAN adapter?
It is the Wii's LAN adapter because you can. They tell you to use the. They've been telling us to get LAN adapters for like 3.
That's so
two
stupid. That means
now.
they're not confident in how good their online is. They're like, you know what? Just buy
It's trash.
It's
Just in case.
No,
That's
you guys
so
you guys don't understand. Like for fighting games online, It doesn't matter what
I
you're playing on
get it.
PS4. You want LAN. I mean, Nintendo Switch
I
doesn't
get
have a
it.
built-in LAN adapter, so you want to be able to play LAN. Like when you play like Street Fighter, or when you play any other fighting game, you want to make sure that it's LAN connection. You don't want to do Wi-Fi for
Or
fighting.
you don't have to care as much because it's a video game. They're going to make you spend $30 extra on a little piece of plastic.
Mine costs $7, but okay, 30 for the more expensive ones. I got you.
Either way, it's dumb. Hi, I'm Jordan Fringe. I'm the hot takes guy.
Hey Jordan, if Spyro had online play and they demanded this LAN adapter, how quickly would you be buying that?
Oh, absolutely, day one, no question. But good thing they don't.
Somebody said that you guys are right and I'm wrong. That's what they said in the chat. I'm like, what am I wrong about?
So
what did I say that was wrong?
Someone saying, why am I talking about Smash when I'm only going to play it for a month, not play it again? Correction, I'll be playing it for about 2 days and never playing it again. And that is 100% fact because I'm not the biggest Smash person. I'm going to get it. I'm going to be at the launch of it in New York. I'm going to have a good time. I'm going to play it. Probably forget about it because I have Spyro to play instead.
So I pre-ordered Spyro, so
good. Heck yeah.
I'm waiting for Spyro to come on Switch. Sorry.
Well, you'll be waiting another 6 months after release.
I've no problem.
But you didn't hear that from me, everyone.
We did not. You heard it here first. Spyro is launching. What would that be? That would be May 2019.
April, May, June at the latest.
Okay.
I'll wait till Black Friday 2019. Get it for like 15.
Well, if you waited for Crash Bandicoot, you can get Crash Bandicoot and Spyro for $60 on PS4 and Xbox One.
You could.
Yeah, it's a good deal.
Can. It's a really good deal. That's 6 games for $60.
It's a good deal. I'm glad I waited. I'm gonna get that.
So in the direct today, they said they're getting rid of trophies. Is that? Yep. And they're replacing it with spirits. So there's no more trophy hunting.
No more.
Which
trophy
I think
hunting,
is dumb.
Spirit hunting. Spirit hunting. But spirits actually tie into the gameplay where trophies never did.
Yeah,
The trophies
that's
were
the confusing part.
But I mean, with the trophies, you'd get a bunch of information on the trophy and on that character. So if there was a Nintendo or video game like character you didn't really know about, like one of the thrill of hunting them was like trying to find out new stuff about characters you don't know. Is that same thing going to happen with the spirits, or is it more of like, I don't know, are you going to learn any lore, or is it just more of like...
There is a certain area that they went into to where you can look at the, like, you know, the characters. So I'm guessing that, yeah, they'll still have that. The biggest issue with trophies with this type of game and how much they're going to do is how long it takes to model them. And Sakurai kind of alluded to that because he's like, man, there's a lot of spirits in here. So if you notice, they're all 2D. They're not actually 3D modeled trophies, and that's just because it takes so much time to do 3D models. So they're like, we're gonna have a ton more in here, but it's gonna be essentially the default art from each of the games.
Listen, I loved looking in the trophy room when you could see them all like scattered on the ground. I was like, that's massive and amazing. So I'm a little bit kind of annoyed with that. I get it. It takes a lot of time. Sakurai even sat there for a pause for a minute. He's like, hopefully soon I could take a break from all this stuff. I'm like, listen, I get it. You're working hard. Still would have preferred the trophies. All right. But I like that at least the spirits have something to do with actual gameplay. And there's an actual, because when they first shut off the spirit stuff and I'm like, well, this is boring. And then when they showed at the end, that it's like, oh, it's because that's the main game. Then I'm like, okay, that's fine. If it was just spirits mode without the whole like story, I'd have been like, that's pretty lame. That's a sorry excuse.
Spirits mode is essentially the challenge mode. They have challenges in the game already, but it's essentially like a separate challenge mode that also supplements what you can do in the story mode. The adventure mode is the adventure mode. I mean, be honest, you can play it and not even use a spirit at all if you wanted to. However, it will help you in there in the adventure mode. So it's kind of weird how they explained it, but that's essentially how it works. Like how
I have to see the trailer again.
Yeah.
It's a lot. They threw a lot of information out that made people go, huh? You know, it's interesting. It's fine. You know,
people were wondering why Nintendo's had so many different directs with this thing. And think if they threw all this information like in one like huge direct or one huge like just like people would be more confused than they already are. That was a 40-minute one. So
I do have to say this was a 40-minute direct, and I was more entertained in this direct than any of the past two, when they were just like going over like different characters and their movesets. This one at least kept me kept my attention for most of it anyway.
Yeah, it was a good direct. I will say, I know last Nintendo Direct, I kind of gave a little poo-poo, kind of trolling and memeing on that. This one, aside from some dumb stuff that they went into, like the settings, it was still a good direct. It hit the right notes. There was some surprises in there, which who saw Piranha Plant? Who saw that coming? No one leaked that.
I don't know what They were smoking that day.
I saw Piranha. I said there's going to be a crazy, stupid character thrown into there, like a Duck Hunt, like a Rob, my prediction video. I knew there was going to be some type of stupid troll character in there, and Piranha Plant was one of them. They always have that since going all the way back to Melee.
I thought it was going to be like some sort of Square Enix character. I thought it was not Gino, but like it could have been Gino or like a Sephiroth. It definitely would have been Sora. Kingdom Hearts is not in the system. They wouldn't have put that in there yet. Maybe it's a DLC. So I was kind of like, okay. It was surprising. I think it's funny. I don't necessarily think that I was like, yeah, dude, Piranha Plant, that's amazing. I was kind of like, okay, that's kind of funny.
Yeah, that's cute.
But Ken, we all knew. And then Incineroar was like the worst kept secret in history. But I will say the graphics that they showed in that cutscene on Incineroar, like all like the fur on his face. Yo, when the next Pokemon generation comes out and it looks anything like that, holy crap. That was dope. That looked good. I was hyped for that. Incineroar with the wrestling moves looking fabulous. But there's 5 characters they showed off that are coming as DLC. Through between the game's launch and 2020, it said 5 characters, 5 stages, 5 pieces of music.
Plus the Piranha Plant, but
Piranha Plant's just going to be thrown out whenever, not including the
free.
5.
No, so you need to pre-order to get Piranha Plant. If you don't pre-order,
I think you have to buy it in a window.
Yeah, you have to buy it in a certain by January. I think it's January 20 something. If you put your game on My Nintendo by that time, then you'll get Piranha Plant when it releases in February next year.
If not, you have to pay
buy it.
Yeah. If not, you have to buy it.
Okay.
So you have December and January to buy it and.
That's more than enough.
Yeah. Do you guys think that $5.99 is a lot per character, or you think that's fair?
That's pretty fair, especially with the season pass being $25, saving you about $1 or so per each. Like, that's not bad. You know, I would like to see DLC packs come with at minimum 2 characters and like 2 stages, and I'd rather they all just be 10. But they already have so many characters at this point, you know, whatever they throw. I feel like this is a game that's going to live on past the Switch, that they'll still continuously add on characters to for next iteration. So I'm not too worried about that. And that's why I think they're only doing 1 per DLC for now.
They mentioned it, but it is kind of weird to like pay for something that you don't know what you're getting. Like maybe 3 of the characters you have no interest in at all. And so like you'll never even use them. It's kind of weird to pay for something you don't know what you're getting.
I do agree with that, but at the same time, that's the thing. I think Smash Bros. Players are just kind of like, give me everything. Like they want the full experience no matter what, so they're going to just have those characters there, even if they have no interest in them. But I'm hopefully expecting out of those 5 characters, I'm going to say 2 of them are going to be third party that are not from Nintendo at all. I'm going to say 3 of them are going to be from Nintendo. 2 of them are not, whether they be like from like let's say like a Banjo and Kazooie or something from like Square Enix and stuff like that. I think there's going to be 3 regular characters and 2. And I'm going to say 1 of them will be a Pokemon.
I definitely think Xenoblade is going to be DLC.
I hope so, because people were pissed off it was costumes. People were pissed off it was just costumes.
Oh, that looks adorable.
I think the costumes, it's like it's a cheap but they're cool. Like dude, as soon as I saw Chibi Robo in there, I was like, all right, Chibi Robo is a costume. Cute. That's cool. The Yiga clan costume looked dope. Labo Man.
They have the what's it called? The from Custom Robo. That was cool.
Yeah, that was actually legit. Whatever. I like that. Yeah. The thing that looks terrible is the Splatoon outfits with their faces. That was like.
That's adorable.
They look like at that point. Just play as the Inklings, because with the Mii's eyes and face, it just looks like disgusting. But yeah, it's cool. My opinions as a person who's not the biggest into Smash, it was a good direct to bring a lot more information. I wouldn't say that this is like a perfect direct for people who have no idea what Smash is, but it gives enough information of what you're going to get in there. It offers a lot of stuff. It gives a lot of answers with leaving a lot, to the imagination of what you got to do. Very, very cool. They announced more amiibos coming out. For some reason, the only amiibo they didn't show off was the Incineroar amiibo, which weird.
I don't know.
They showed off
They say
Pichu.
that's coming out next year.
Pichu's cute. I'm gonna
Pichu
have
amiibo.
Pichu.
They didn't. They showed all the new amiibos for the new characters, but not Incineroar.
I like don't really get excited for amiibos because
I do when they're Pokemon.
they might not be enough, and you have to hunt them. So I don't know.
Hopefully, I think Nintendo's better at producing them since
I mean, they're done.
a lot more.
Yeah, I think they're done with that. I think it'll be easier. The only one I'm going to get, I'll probably get Wolf, just because he looked awesome.
That Wolf one did look legit. I am getting Ridley for the fact that it's
Ew.
Ridley. He's looking legit. But that Wolf one, his pose and his fate, dude, that's a good amiibo. Right
I got all 3 of the new ones. I got the Inkling. Wolf, and
is
Ridley.
is Ridley a regular sized one?
I can't get the
Looked like it.
Inkling.
Looked like
That's
it.
It looks
that's
like he's a
lame,
regular
dude.
size one.
Ridley should be a little bit bigger. I think Ridley should get a little bit of a deluxe size.
Yeah,
But that's just
I don't think he is. I think he's gonna be bigger, but he's not gonna be like it's not gonna be like the Breath of the Wild, like Guardian
Yeah.
or anything like that.
There's no King K. Rool one, right?
there is. They showed
There
one
is.
off, and
There-
that one should be a bigger one too. That'd be
Yeah,
dope.
that one's dope. That one's dope. Did you guys talk about the single player story? I forget what
No,
something.
we can get into all that.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm just curious, how long do you guys think it's going to be? Do you think it's going to be like a 10-hour experience, or what are your expectations?
Well, you have to get all the characters, so
I'm
There's
thinking 6 to 7 hours, maybe just casual playthrough, like on normal or something.
yeah.
I think it's going to be one of those experiences where it really doesn't have a set time to it, because I think the story is going to be, you have the intro cutscene, you'll have a few more cutscenes between some of the big battles for certain characters, but when it comes to the majority of the stickers, I think there's hundreds of stickers they were teasing, so I think it's just going to be a casual experience that should go along. If you had to put it into a time, maybe between 10 and 20 hours, I'm guessing, of casual play. I think they make it long enough and big enough to give you an incentive to just keep going back to it. And it's not something you're going to be able to just rush through, because there's, like I said, hundreds of stickers they just teased. So
Sir, real quick, I do want to give a shout out to Mr. Robert, the legend from Sweden, with the $10 donation. It says, Sakurai just announced the Swedish Vikings DLC. Stay tuned.
yes.
I don't know if that's happening. But shout outs to my boy Robert. He's a legend over here on Player and so thank you so much for the $10 donation, homie. Almost Toby Blaster. Shout outs. Go ahead.
Another
bro.
another thing to bring up real quick is the map. It's huge, and what I like that they showed off is the map kind of has parts from every game that's represented there. Like, it was showing ruins for certain games, but it showed Pokemon, an area of Pokemon where you threw out a Lapras to surf to another area. There's a lot of work that went into this, so that's why I'm saying it could be a long experience that you just kind of keep going back to. And I think that in itself is impressive to me, that they're able to do all that for the game.
Yeah, it's interesting they picked Kirby as the first player. It looks like you start off with Kirby.
It's not interesting. Of course they did. It's Sakurai.
Of course it's Sakurai, but that's funny because I saw a meme on Twitter where it was he's kill them all, and the developers are like, what? He's like, kill them all. He's like, but what about Kirby? And he goes, he's alive. He stays. Save Kirby.
That's not. I wasn't surprised that when Kirby, everyone was getting blasted. I was thinking in my mind, I was like, I bet you anything Kirby's gonna survive, and Kirby did.
Dude, the shot of Snake.
It looks like the first person you fight is Mario, right? That's what it looked like from the trailer.
I mean, it makes sense. He's not the most interesting character in Super Smash Bros. He's the head person on the cover, so makes sense. But
he's the mascot.
Dude, as everyone was getting their Thanos, snap moment and getting just destroyed, when it just cuts to nothing and it just shows the box there and no movement and the box gets destroyed, I was like, okay, all right, they're having a little bit of fun with it. But Shulk has some explaining to do. He didn't warn nobody.
No,
he did.
He did.
He had that vision. He had 10 seconds to go, run. But he goes, hey, guy. And then it just cuts to him.
Have you played Shulk? Have you played Xenoblade?
No. Is he just lazy? Doesn't tell people?
No. There's sometimes when you can't change the future. And if you're fighting against a really strong boss,
he couldn't just say,
and
hey,
you can't change the
just
future.
run.
There's sometimes when he's in
battle there and watch the black hole open.
If the enemy is too strong, you can't change the future. You notice that the enemy was overwhelming, because I talked about this in my live stream.
Master hands.
But Bayonetta used Bats Within and barely. She didn't do Witch Time, so whatever power they were fighting against is super strong, because she had to do Bats Within, and then even after Bats Within, she got hit. So I mean, that's when it's a close call. When Bayonetta's smug, she'll do Witch Time when she already knows it's coming. But when she barely avoids something, she does Bats Within. And she did a Bats Within, and then she got blasted. So whatever the power that they're fighting against, it's super strong.
Oh, those master hands. Oh, that brings back nightmares. Oh my god.
Do you think that box was a tease or something, or you think it was just like a wink?
What box?
The what?
The box, you know, when they blew up the box.
Oh, that's just Snake.
That's
Just
Snake.
Snake hiding inside of there.
Yeah,
It was just
that's
a
why I
joke.
love it because it's just that's what Snake would do. Okay, and it just gone.
Just Snake in a box, just hiding.
Yeah,
I like the Wii
Five
Fit
minutes.
trainer.
Oh yeah.
Did a pose or something?
Yeah, she just basically did a pose. Maybe she was trying to see if she can. What's that? The sun salutation, get some energy, because you know in Smash for Wii U, when you do the sun salutation, like if you time it right, she actually heals, or she gets like a buff. She gets a power buff, and then when you throw it, she heals. So, so there you go.
it's pretty fascinating. It was a good cutscene. It was good to see the
It was hilarious.
continuation of where Brawl left off. So interesting. It was a really good shot. Really cool characters. Yeah. Overall, I'm happy. Like as a person who's not a big fan of Smash Bros, I was surprised. I had a good time watching the direct, and it makes me at least more excited to get into it. And I'll probably, rather than fighting online, because I'm not the biggest fighting player, I'll probably be playing Spirits and just messing around with that for
So you're
a while.
not going to be one of the elite. You're not going to go into the elite.
No, dude. When you look on the rankings board and you'll be at like player, like, oh, your rank is number like 100 out of like 10 million players. I'll be like at 0. I'm like rank 0. Like I'm like
Smash
nowhere
power is
close. I'm not even
0.
on the ranking board. Okay,
What do you think about the app?
that's
I
dumb.
feel
Get
I
stop
feel
with
like
the
you can
phone
just post that on Twitter.
It's
Like,
the-
why do you
it's-
need the app?
It's the same thing that for. I mean, you can use it. It's the same thing for every other game. But I actually think it's cool that they're developing a separate app for it, just to kind of post
Smash
stuff on there.
World.
Why not? Why not? I mean, you can use
Post
Twitter,
it to who?
but for those who want to use it, can use it. If you want to just use Twitter, you can, I don't see what the problem with more options is.
The best thing I can take away from the direct is like the stuff, like the quick messages you can send, and I'm gonna be sending all the time. Let's smash again, because they have to know. They have to know, man. Let's smash again. Okay, Nintendo.
I'm gonna make sure to
All
say.
right,
I'm gonna
Sakurai.
say no every time to you, Jordan. Every single time, I'm gonna be like no.
Every time.
No.
Dude, I'd smash with you anytime. I mean, wait, what? Hey, Smash Brothers! It's a video game. It's coming out December 7th. Who has more thoughts on it? I'm gonna stop talking.
Well, we can talk about some of the stuff with the recap of it, like kind of like the characters. So I mean, they announced Ken from Street Fighter, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo Ken, which I was looking at the models and everybody was talking about. Like Maximilian Dude was on Twitter and talking about it. People were saying that like Ken's model in Smash Brothers looks better than Street Fighter 5, which it does. I've watched a ton of Street. First of all, I hate Street Fighter 5 in terms of playing the game. I hate it, but I like watching other people play the game and be mad at how bad the game is, basically. But they play it because Capcom pumps a lot of money into it. So whatever. But yeah, Ken looks great. He's my favorite. Ken's my favorite Street Fighter character of all time. So
His pectorals, dude.
Oh.
He been lifting.
His sass too. He has all of his normal sass that Ken is about. He has his like, you know, instead of just doing like just a normal throw like Ryu does, he does like a double throw just for show. You know, like he has his little taunt that he does like that.
He gets 2 final smashes.
Yeah, he got 2.
Yeah.
What?
The voice
Ken,
acting
dude.
was good.
Ken's one of the strongest warriors in the world. You guys don't know what you know about Ken, my boy. Ken is really good. Ken beat freaking
Apparently nothing.
Bison.
There was another Street Fighter character, right? Added.
No, just Ryu and Ken are in.
No, there was Guile.
As an
Yeah,
assist
Kyle.
trophy. As
But
an
he's
assist
an
trophy.
assist trophy.
And they know what they're doing because that's how Gal players are. They just freaking sit down there and hold back. They throw booms at you all day. Gal players are annoying as hell. For those who don't know Street Fighter, Gal players are quite possibly the most annoying. I mean, outside of a couple other characters, but Gal players are annoying, and they'll just sit back. They'll sonic boom you all day, and then when you get closer, if you jump in, they'll just freaking flash kick you. So it was good to see that Sakurai
Throw
just
copies of Sonic Boom at you all day.
huh.
They throw copies of the video game Sonic Boom at you all day.
They might as well. It's just as bad when you're getting.
Crap.
They freaking sonic boom. They boom you all day, then they flash kick you as soon as you jump in or try to get in. And you just get flash kicked. So it was cool to see that. And Incineroar as well. Incineroar's in the game. That's a Gen 7. That's Pokemon Sun and Moon. That's Gen 7 Pokemon.
Gen
so.
7, yep.
Yeah, his moveset's awesome. Like it's all wrestling moves. Like he throws the ropes. Like it's pretty cool.
Yeah, so here's why I'm thinking that like one of the last DLC is like right around, like I said, up till 2020 is going to be a Generation 8 Pokemon, because at that point Generation 8 should have come out towards, around this time next year. So that's why I'm thinking that we're going to get a new Pokemon, since, like I said, this is going to be the real final Smash game that just keeps getting ported and added more stuff to. You can't go anywhere else from here. You can't go down. And there's no point in making another game and just re-adding all the characters. Just keep Ultimate. You can't more Ultimate. Smash Bros. More Ultimate. It's more Ultimate than the last time.
Super Ultimate, Super Smash Brothers Ultimate Edition, Turbo EX. Is that what you're talking
Exactly.
about?
Just add all the titles. Have Capcom put more money into it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
What'd you guys? Who was your favorite out of all the characters that they've revealed, like so far, out of all the directs? Who was your favorite new addition, or who you excited the most about? Let's just start with Mandy. Who are you excited most about to play with this Smash game, this new one?
Zelda.
She's not new.
But she has a new design, so.
That's true.
And Lucina, but she's not new either, so.
Mandy hates new characters.
Yeah, confirmed.
Confirmed. Mandy hates new characters. How about out of the new characters, who are you most excited to use?
Who, me?
No, Mandy.
Oh, her. Okay.
You can go next.
I guess. I don't know. There's so much characters that pretty much.
You're just excited to get the game. How about that?
Yeah. I usually play with the same characters, so.
Okay. What about you, Jordan? Then we'll move on.
Piranha Plant. No, I'm kidding. That's just
you
weird.
should be the
that was
Piranha
cool.
Plant. That's you. That has you written all over it, man.
No, dude. At E3, I played as Ridley, and I like Ridley. Cool moveset. I like Ridley the most. I think it's a cool. I like dragons, obviously, Spyro and whatnot. So Ridley's dope. I'm about Ridley. He's a space pirate, I know, but he has a dragon design, kind of like a pterodactyl mix. So it's pretty dope. I like him. It's from Metroid. I like Metroid. So.
Real quick before we get to Turbo, people are talking about custom moves and custom smashes. Like, I don't think there's a custom moves in this game. I'm not sure. They didn't talk about, unless I'm wrong, they didn't talk about custom moves. So custom moves were something that were in Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS, but they didn't talk about it. So I'm not sure if custom moves are in the game or not. So Turbo, Jesse, go ahead.
It's gotta be Isabelle, right?
Yeah, dude.
Isabelle's a good choice.
Isabelle's looking hype,
dude. She was whooping. She was whooping butt.
I'll probably play as Isabelle once. So probably Ridley too. Ridley's awesome. He's been he's probably been one of the most wanted characters there's ever been in Smash Brothers, and his reveal was awesome. I haven't played the game at all, so I'm definitely excited to play with him as soon as I can.
See, you're on my league. You're a dragon guy. I can see behind you that Game of Thrones dragon Funko Pop.
Really looks dope.
Ice Dragon too.
Oh yeah. Well, there goes Ice Cream.
Ridley looks dope. I'm actually really excited to use Ridley. But my favorite, dude, Richter. I've got it. Like, Richter's gonna be. That's the character that I want to use. Like, I'm hoping he's good, but man, I don't know. I was watching some of the. I don't know how good Richter and Simon are going to be in the game, but it's going to take forever to find out the meta for this game because there's so many characters. It's going to take a long time. But yeah, I'm looking forward to using Richter quite a bit. I love Castlevania. I'm a big Castlevania fan, so Simon and Richter. Both are looking really cool. But Incineroar looks cool too. I want to use him. I want to use the Piranha Plant because I just think that character is hilarious. It's such a troll character. Like, the first thing that I did, I remember when I unlocked Duck Hunt Dog, was go straight into training mode and just laugh my butt off because Duck Hunt Dog's moves are so interesting and funny. So I want to see the Piranha Plant.
Incineroar's moveset's pretty legit. The wrestling stuff that he was doing, it was pretty legit. So he's probably my second most hype that I've seen. But also I'm a Pokemon guy, so it's kind of pretty obvious. I am happy that Pichu's returning. That's the homie. Can't wait for that Pichu amiibo. I'm so hyped for that. Pichu, dude, Pichu is going to beat you. I'm just going to say that right now. So
you might beat yourself. You might beat yourself because Pichu hurts itself when it does its attacks.
I beat myself all the time. Anyway, what's next on the docket?
Just a couple more things about Smash, then we can move on. Just so we get a little bit more recap for people. Sorry,
I'm just trying to get away the attention from me.
No problem. Okay, so online, this is probably for me because I'm gonna ask you guys what was your favorite moments, and then we'll move on to the next thing because we already went over everything. We summarized most of the stuff, but the biggest thing for me was the online. For those who don't know, or if you did not play enough, Smash, we use not the online gameplay against other people. That was whatever. It's all based on your connection speed. People play with trash internet all the time. But to me was the structure of the online. Like global matchmaking, the global Smash Power, the ranking system is actually integrated into this into like playing online against other people. Before it was not. It was just the single player modes. And global Smash Power literally meant nothing. Now that it actually means something, there's actually some weight behind it for the Elite Smash and all that. But also the lobbies. The lobbies for friends matches in Smash Brothers were quite possibly the worst designed lobbies I've ever seen in a 7th generation game and up. So we're talking Wii U, PS3, 360. I have no idea why they felt that that was a good idea to make the lobbies the way that they were. Let me give you guys just a couple of examples. I know you guys weren't big on that. So basically, when you get into a lobby for Super Smash Brothers for Wii U, you could, like, if you lose the match, or if you win, it will change control of the lobby to the person who came in, and it will rotate it based on who like loses. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes people,
That's horrible.
It's horrible. So if you're trying to set up a tournament or you're trying to set up a match, it will just randomly change it to somebody else, even though you created the lobby. You're the person who wanted to set everything up, and it'll just randomly change it, and it won't let you change it back. So the fact that they actually have it set up to where you have the ring, people who need to or who are gonna play or get into the ring, people who are next up line right up, people who are just want to spectate can sit in the spectator arena. That is so good for like PE Ultimate and what we're going to be doing on here. I literally almost cried a tear of joy.
The spectator setup, because I think that's going to be a cool way, like unlike Twitch, to watch like your favorite players. Like if you can like follow people that you like and you can like watch them fight whenever they're on, I think that is a cool feature to
That's really cool, yeah. That's a good idea.
Yes, it's something that has been in other fighting games forever. Just like a normal lobby system has been in other fighting games forever. So, I didn't understand what they were doing. And then like the whole Miiverse for like messaging and just back and forth. I mean, there was a lot of problems with Smash
again.
So yeah. So I'm really happy that they fixed that. So for me, the Elite Smash and having a somewhat proper ranking system to get into elite battles, and how the development team is going to be looking at who wins, the winning percentages and ratios of who wins in those elite ones, and they're going to be balancing the game because of that, is going to be really, really good, and something that Smash Wii U needed. So that was my highlight of the Direct, was online is fixed somewhat. Not 100% everything that I want, but it's pretty much fixed to where I think it's respectable, enough. So that was my highlight. What was your main thing, Turbo? What was your favorite part about the Direct before we move on?
No, so definitely the rankings is really awesome. So I'll try to peer you up with people that are at your like ability. I know there's some other Nintendo games and other games that when you play online, you just get like misranked with someone that's way better than you or way worse than you. So it's really not as fun. So definitely, I'm really, really liking the new ranking system. But definitely my highlight has to be like the single player adventure that they showed at the end. Just like it looks like a cool original story that looks like some it's interesting, and you can spend a bunch of time getting into that. And really for me, I'm not a huge Smash player, so I'll definitely have to start with that to kind of get my bearings and learn what characters I like and who I want to be my main. But definitely really excited to see what that's all about.
I do want to say real quick regarding the whole Grinch thing, something funny that's happening. So there's the whole Grinch leak, and then the Grinch was trending on Twitter because of like this gearing up for this Smash Direct, and people are using that not for the movie that's coming out literally in 8 days, but for the fact that it's related to Smash Bros. But right outside the Nintendo store in New York, as the Smash Direct is happening, they are building this like advertising monument for the Grinch film, which I thought was hilarious. Like if I'm the marketing team, obviously if their name's trending and they know it's not for them, like use that clout that they're getting from it, and they're building like a whole thing outside. I thought that is hilarious, and I know that's them capitalizing on this, so that's just pretty cool. Just a little fun fact out there, little to throw out you to all the.
What was your highlight though? In the meantime, for the
my highlight for the whole thing.
Yeah, like what was your favorite thing that they announced or that they talked about that you liked?
The story mode. I would say Spirits after when they fully showed off, not at the beginning when they showed up, but like the ending when they showed how it connects with the story and all that. I think that's going to be really good and where I'm spending the majority of my time.
What is it called again? What's it called again?
Spirits. Oh, no. Sorry, no. World of Light.
World of Light.
Yeah.
Which sounds like a Kid Icarus, like a new Kid Icarus for like this Kid Icarus World of Light for the Switch. That'd be dope if Sakurai could
And they gave it. Is every major Nintendo game getting a full-on theme song now? So they took the theme song and they just added lyrics to it, and like it's like Mario got the Odyssey song, and now we have Jump Up Superstar. Now we have Something Life. I forget. Oh, it's not called World of Light, the song, but it's called Something Light.
I don't know the name of the song, but I listened to it and it was lit.
Yeah, it's good. Have you listened to the Japanese version?
I did. Somebody linked
it's so anime. It's so anime, dude. It's crazy. It's called Life Light. That makes sense. So it's called Life Light. Yeah. So like all Nintendo games are getting songs now, which is crazy. So I cannot wait for when Metroid gets here and they're like, Samus is cool and she's in space and she's fighting. Like it's gonna be dope, dude. I can't wait for that.
You're gonna have to go with like some goth or death metal for Metroid for sure.
Dude, can you imagine Animal Crossing with that do 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 do? And it's just some guy going like, "You do nothing, but you're having a good time." like that's the whole thing. Because listen, I love Animal Crossing, but it's pointless task making and task doing, and I love it. So give me more.
I got
of that.
people linking me saying that they want Booger Man for Smash. Like this is the extent people.
Ew.
Booger Man.
Booger Man.
Who's that?
Remember Booger Man?
I'm Booger Man right now.
If y'all don't remember, look that stupid character up. Yeah, it was a dumb character back in the day. But anyway, thanks for linking me Booger Man in Smash, my boy. So
Bowsette for Smash. No, Boozette. Boozette's where
so Mandy, what about you? What was the highlight for you before we move on?
The story mode. Yeah, not original, but
I think a lot of casual fans would think.
Subspace, so
yeah,
it's not as grand as Subspace though. Apparently, it's not like as many cutscenes and all that as Subspace. So
I'm still excited.
It's still like something.
As long as I can fight Rayquaza again.
It's not Smash Tour. I'm so glad they got rid of those modes. Oh my god, I hated Smash Tour. And Smash Run I thought was over. People rated that because I think of how bad Smash Tour was. People just thought Smash Run was so much better, but I don't think Smash Run was a good mode either, but that's just my opinion. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense that a lot of the casual players are like, yeah, the story mode is like their highlight. It makes sense.
How many major cutscenes you think they're going to be in the story mode? Do you think it's going to be like 5?
5.
That sounds like
I think there's going to obviously be the first, and then there's going to be something at the end.
And the middle, maybe in the middle.
I would say there's a couple sprinkled in at major points while you're doing your stuff, and maybe like a little after credit scene, like teasing something for the future. So that's better. Between like 5 and 6, nothing crazy. No more at the max, no more than 10. And if there's like a cutscene for like everything, dope. That's awesome. I'll take it. But if not, beggars can't be choosers. So
yeah, I think 5 sounds like a good amount.
It's a good number.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, there we go. That was our full thoughts and impressions. I do want to say people were talking about DLC. I know little sis Mandy was talking about. I think Rex is going to be in too. People are talking about, oh no, Rex. I think Rex is going to get in. I think they're kind of they literally took the time. Sakurai took the time to explain why Rex couldn't make it in at launch.
So yeah, he was like, he's coming. Just wait. And maybe Pyro.
Oh, Pyro for sure.
I think Rex and Pyro would be together. I think it would be some type.
Do you think when they announce a new character, they'll give it an echo, like so it's technically 2 characters?
No, because they said that it's the new characters aren't going to be echoes. Like they said that the new DLC characters aren't going to be echoes.
No, that's what I'm saying. They only said it's 1 character.
Yeah.
That's not going to be an echo. Do you think that they'll include an echo along with it?
No, I don't think they will. No,
I think they might. I think
that'd be more worth. Like I think that makes the value go up.
I don't
People be like, oh, I'll pay for that now.
I don't think they're going to do that just because of the way the way that they worded it. It didn't seem like you're going to get 2 characters because they're technically counting echoes as another, like as the roster, like it's like 70 something characters, right? And they're counting echoes as another character.
When they showed that snake in the spirits part, I forget what that snake is from. Is that from DK? Or is that from like a Donkey Kong game? I can't remember. There's like a picture of a snake. I legit for a second thought that was Croc, and I got a little bit excited. Like Croc is in it somehow, but then he wasn't. So that's
no love for Croc.
No love for Croc. I got K19 in the chat saying Croc is still a possibility. I don't know, man. I wish Croc needs some love. Croc's been forgotten. I can't have that.
All right. Well,
Rock is really just fake Yoshi. So
Yeah, he's fake Yoshi, but some would say better Yoshi.
some would, but they'll probably be wrong.
I mean, I'm okay with being wrong.
Okay.
all right. So let's go ahead and let's move on to the next topic here, guys. And to the people that I get it. A lot of you guys want to talk to me and like tag me with certain things. I get it, but let's just wait. Let's calm down. Let's get to the Q&A section. And then we can talk about a lot of different stuff there, guys, because I can't keep up with all the different tags. But shout outs to the viewers, though. Shout outs. You guys got a lot of different stuff to say. Some people talk about Red Dead's going to beat Smash Brothers in Game of the Year. Smash Brothers isn't even really eligible for Game of the Year this year, by the way, guys. Just to let you guys know. Most people aren't going to even have Smash Brothers on their ballot because Smash Brothers comes out too late in the year. A lot of people go on Christmas break. A lot of places go. So, I mean, like, to say, oh, well, Smash Brothers is not going to get me on Red Dead. Dude, Smash Brothers is probably not even going to be on the ballot for many people this year.
Did you see the Red Dead's numbers? It is the all-time biggest media opening in U.S. history.
I think, didn't Grand Theft Auto 5 beat it?
No.
I think it was two at one point.
The San Andreas was the other one that was the highest selling. But so to put this in perspective, even though of course a game costs $60 and a movie ticket costs anywhere between 10 and 20, depending how you're watching it, regular 3D IMAX, whatever. So Avengers Infinity War, which is one of the biggest, it has the biggest opening weekend, right? Which did $640 million in the US, right? Red Dead Redemption did $728 million 3-day weekend.
I thought Grand Theft Auto 5 did like $1 billion.
Did it do $1 billion? I can't remember. I heard someone saying it was Andreas.
I heard that Red Dead 2 is the second biggest.
Yeah, second.
Maybe the second. Maybe I'm off
Grand
that.
Theft Auto's number one.
But those numbers, dude.
Red Dead's number
is
two.
Insane. That the biggest thing in industry, on all of entertainment industry, is one, Rockstar, but two, like video games.
Yeah, people in the chat's coming through. They're saying, yeah, GTA 5 was number one.
But I don't believe the chat. Show me the facts.
No, I read the article.
Listen, last time we listened to chat, they were all like, the Grinch leak is real. And guess what? It wasn't.
Yeah, the people, but that's the difference between the rumor and people say like that something that we already know. Like Grand Theft Auto 5 is old. People already know that. Like that's like fact, I guess, confirmed. The Grinch leak, but yeah, you're right. People were going off on the Grinch leak in the chat last time.
Either way, whatever. Red Dead Redemption 2 is massive. That's insane for a single player game that doesn't have multiplayer out yet. Like that is insane numbers. Like that is disgusting money. Like at that point, Rockstar has funded their next 18 games. So and that's ridiculous, dude. That's
Rockstar is on top.
Yeah, Rockstar. It's really good opening for Red Dead.
That's crazy. It's really like Rockstar is the Marvel of video games. Like they're just taking all the money. That's insane.
I mean they come out with the game like every 5-6 years, and they're always the biggest game ever. What's so interesting about Red Dead Redemption 2 is that everyone isn't loving the game. I think like 25% of the people that are playing it are into it, which is
and I can understand it. There's a lot that's off-putting about it because of how over-realistic it is and all the extra tedious stuff you have to do. The gameplay is a little bit different. It's a very slow-moving game for the story.
I think the
and there's some multiplayer yet.
I don't think it's just like all the. I think the controls are like there is lag when you push the button. He doesn't react when you push. Like there is a lot of lag.
There's sometimes I don't have too much lag issues, but there's some times for certain commands where it does take a little bit longer. But it all adds to. There's a lot of ultra realistic stuff in this game that's very off-putting compared to the last Red Dead, where it's more of a Grand Theft Auto feel. So you've played it, OJ, right? Like you've gotten into it, and I know last time when you talked on the Spawncast, you really didn't touch it, right?
Red Dead,
but not
Which one? The newest one? No, no, I didn't go. But I actually ended up refunding the guy. I was like, I don't want to go buy the game because I was just too lazy to.
So you didn't buy it?
No.
Okay, so I was saying, you played it, Jesse, right?
Yeah, I'm about 6 or 7 hours in right now.
Okay, so I haven't played it since the weekend just because I've been busy with work stuff, but I'm about 10, 15 hours in. And you notice, you've played the last Red Dead and the Grand Theft Auto games?
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto 5 is one of my favorite games of all time. So
right, and you know how those games control. Now, when you equate it to Red Dead 2, you can tell there's a similar way your character controls, but doesn't it feel completely different in a weird way from how those games play?
Well, completely different and a lot slower. Like you're on a horse. You don't have a car to get to places from really quickly.
Just walking around, the camera angles, it doesn't feel like a generic. Like when you're playing Red Dead and the Grand Theft Auto game, your character kind of feels like he moves around the same.
Yeah.
This game, it doesn't feel like that. Even though it's similar, it does not feel like I'm playing one of those games. And that was a big turnoff to a lot of people who don't like the way you play in like Grand Theft Auto and in the last Red Dead. This game plays nothing like it, in my opinion. Like, this is a completely different Rockstar game. It's like they is like, how serious can we make a game? And
a little too serious. A little too serious, if you ask me.
Little too serious. I do like the little bits of like, because it's a very serious story as well, but there's some actually like funny stuff. The whole drunk scene. Have you done the drunk scene at the bar?
Yeah.
That is one of the coolest cutscene, like playable interactive cutscenes I've seen in a video game. It's insane and trippy and awesome. I like how they had a little bit of fun within such a serious setting. And listen, the game, it's worth it. It's, if you want to guess, even if you end up not loving it, you're still going to experience the pinnacle of what the medium has been able to publish. There is not a game out right now or a game that's going to come out for a while that will rival the quality of this game in graphics, in size, in what you can do. Like, it's insane. So Red Dead Redemption 2, I know we just got into this topic out of nowhere, but it's an insane game, whether you love it or hate it. Like, I think it's amazing. There's stuff that I dislike about it because it is slow. It's a game I cannot play for hours and hours. Like, after 2 hours, it's a slow Western like a movie would be. So I'm kind of like, okay, I'm going to put it down for a bit. I'm getting a little tired because it's like traveling here and traveling there.
So I've been playing a little differently. Like, I think I played in 2 sessions so far. Like, I can play it for a long time, but it's not a game like I want to pick up the next day and like get back into.
Yeah, like I haven't had an eager, like, while I've been working to be like, oh, I gotta finish my work so I can play Red Dead. Like, it's like I'll play it as I go along. Like, I know I'm not going to beat this game anytime soon. Like, it's a big game, and then the multiplayer is going to be its own beast.
Yeah.
And it's not a game; it's a Western simulator. It's a simulator of the Old West, and I cannot stress that enough. That's exactly what it is. But it's the most impressive thing I've seen in gaming to this date.
The most annoying thing about this entire game, you could have like a mission, and then like while you're riding your horse, if you're in town, if you bump into somebody, all of a sudden like the cops are after you, and you have to like abandon what you're doing. It can get so frustrating.
It can, because everything is like super. It's super teeth. The world feels alive. That's the best part, is the world is living around you. It's not just active when you're in those areas. Stuff changes, people change, there's different interactions that happen during time of day. It's a living, breathing world, and it feels like it, which is the biggest thing. I like that. I like all the like hints and stuff that we get, and all the like little conversations we get that lead up to Marston's character for the first Red Dead or the last Red Dead game, which I think is just super cool to see him learn how he got the scars, his family issues. There's a lot of cool stuff we get in there, and it just like, it's gonna be so hard to go back and ever play the last Red Dead game after playing this, because this is just so impressive.
Why would you go back? And the last Red Dead game is so old. Why would you go back and play that one at all?
Because it's still an amazing game. Like, I was playing it last year for a little bit. Like, it's still a great game.
Yeah, as soon as I'm done with this one, I'm gonna jump back into Red Dead.
Honestly, it probably helps it with the story. Like, you know more about the character now.
Yeah, you know more about the character, and then you could appreciate like the old game. Like, it's a little more arcadey, so it's kind of a little more faster paced in this game. So you can kind of tell the difference. Like, if you get this game, you have to be prepared to be like riding on your horse with somebody else, just talking for like 5 minutes at a time.
Yeah, there's a lot of. I do like how a lot of games nowadays let you pick the dialogue. Like Assassin's Creed lets you have a dialogue wheel to choose from. This game gets you do some dialogue picking. I like that games are letting you be more interactive for how you cater. You can just ride on your horse and not say anything for a couple minutes, or you can keep a conversation going with multiple choices of where it leads off to. It's insane. There's so much to talk about with this game because it's insane, but I don't want to derail this any further. If you're interested, don't hesitate. It's worth the money. It's probably going to get Game of the Year. There's 3 games that are going to be up for Game of the Year for guarantee that are out so far. That's God of War, Spider-Man, and this. The only thing that could possibly get in there is Smash Bros. But, who knows?
Yeah, you left out Kirby Star Ally, bro.
Oh, I mean, it was a $40 game I paid $60 for. So that's all I gotta say about it. It's great. It's a cute little fun game. I had fun. Not worth the $60 when it came out.
It's not trash.
It's not trash. It's a fun game. Should have been a $40 game.
Should be
like a $10.
Should have been a free
bundle. They should have given it to you. Like, you bought it. You need something to play.
Give the game. Like, just give it away.
Listen, they pay us to take it.
Okay, it's an awesome game.
But is it worth $60?
It's each their own.
No.
All right.
But I had more fun playing Spider-Man and God of War than I'm having playing Red Dead at this point.
And I can see, and here's the thing. I had more fun with Spider-Man, I think, out of anything so far. I haven't beaten God of War because it came out at a time where I was just busy and haven't gone back to it. Spider-Man I beat. I think is an amazing triumph for Insomniac Games. It's incredible, and that's the most fun I've had this year. Well, Assassin's Creed, but that's a different story. I put way too much time into Assassin's Creed, so that's my favorite game I played this year. But out of the potential Game of the Year games, Spider-Man I had the most fun with. I still think Red Dead out of everything is still going to win for what it does for the medium of video games, but I don't think it's my personal choice. Is what I want to say. It's worthy of it, but it's just look. Yeah, just get the game. I don't know what I'm saying. Just
played any of the Game of the Year kind of games. I'm going to do God of War. I'm going to get to that eventually, but I'm not interested in Spider-Man or Red Dead. So
yeah, I mean, God of War is like rivals Red Dead in terms of graphics. I mean,
I would say it's
amazing.
Close.
It was amazing.
Well,
but the graphics are insane.
But Red Dead is a lot bigger game, so you have to also take that into consideration as well.
Yeah, God of War is beautiful, but mostly linear. While Red Dead is like you look and you're like, I can go anywhere, and like the vistas. Every time you go to like a new area, it's insane. Like it just goes on. The water effects are insane. Like it. Dude, the trees are real. I swear. I'm looking at these trees. I'm like, yo, they're moving with the wind and they're changing with the shadows. I'm like, this is insane. It's great. Either way, play all these games. What are you doing listening to us talk about them? You need to be playing them yourself.
I think this is a good topic because really we're going to talk about Sunset Overdrive, whatever, and then like Fallout 76, but whatever. But no, This is a good topic to go over because like, man, people in the chat are trying to talk about this, like, because like Manny said that she doesn't really play the games either, or haven't really got into Spider-Man and Red Dead, and I'm kind of the same way. I'm going to get Spider-Man. I'm just waiting for like the right price for Spider-Man.
You haven't played it yet?
No, because like I already know
the right price is $60. That game
not
is
for
insane.
me. For you guys, it is, but not. I'm not.
It's not like a quick little 6-hour campaign.
What?
It's not a quick little 6-hour campaign.
I know, but it's not like there's a lot of DLC that they're gonna put in there.
The DLC right now, just wait until all that's out. I get it. Wait till the Game of the Year edition.
Look,
I get it.
Everybody said God of War was the greatest thing ever. I went out there day one, bought God of War. I bought God of War, and I just don't think it's as good as everybody else says it is. I'm just not as much into the Western games as other people, so I'm not gonna sit here and continue buying these games. Like I bought Horizon Zero Dawn. It's great. Everybody said it's worth $60, but I'm glad I didn't spend $60 on it because I just waited and then I got everything for $20. You know what I'm saying? So
but here's the thing: I waited too. I bought the game for $20. I haven't gone back to continue playing Horizon because I started playing it right before Spider-Man. But I put a good 20 hours into it beforehand. I would have gladly paid $60 for it. Horizon is an insanely good game.
I beat it. It's very nice.
I think it's great too. But I mean, if I can get a game for cheaper, if you can get a game for cheaper, I'm not gonna spend more on a game when my backlog is looking like a little mini GameStop. You know what I'm saying? Like my backlog, there's so many different games, and why am I going to sit there and continue buying more and more games? You know. Solo
News brings up a good point in the chat. We all know you don't like God of War because Kratos can't jump. All right.
Hey, look, guys. I showed people a lot of things. As I showed people what God of War used to look like, and people were amazed because they like the new God of War kind of phased out their brain of what God of War combat used to look like. But God of War combat was way more lit, in my opinion, from what I've played. This combat.
I played all the God of Wars.
Listen, we're in an age where games can have good gameplay, maybe not like as crazy of gameplay as they used to have, like in certain like genres like God of War. It's definitely not as crazy as like God of War 3, but we've gone to a point where where games can transcend movies and tell you such a compelling narrative. Like that game has no cuts. It is cutscene to gameplay to cutscene to gameplay. It is one of the most impressive narratively structured videos. Just like Red Dead, it's cutscene to gameplay. And the cutscene, it's part of the gameplay. It just goes into the cinematic mode and just goes into its cutscene, but it's part of the world. It doesn't change. Back in the day when games used to like all of a sudden get really good graphics for the cutscenes and then jump back to like the okay graphics for the game. We're at a point where it's all one narrative story and it's insanely impressive. Like when you're playing Spider-Man,
God of War might have done that better, actually.
God of War definitely did it better because it just goes into the cutscene. Like there's no like cinematic, it doesn't build up. It's just
get that, but that doesn't mean like the combat.
You're more of a gameplay man.
The
I'm more of a narrative
God of War
guy.
is literally stripped down from what they did. There's way more flexibility.
I get it. I wasn't a fan at the start when they were like, he's toned down.
That's fantastic for that's great. But that's not. I play a game for the gameplay. I don't want to go to a movie theater. You know what I'm saying?
See,
like,
but I'm a movie guy. I'm a movie guy. I'm a huge movie buff, and I like that a video game can tell me a good story while I still enjoy the gameplay. Yes, it's not the God of War that we had years before, right? I still love those God of War games, but I'm not disappointed after playing what I have so far and what I can take away from it. I like the story. If something can, that's how a game gets me. Like gameplay, like in God of War 3, it's fun, it's frantic, but after a while of doing the same thing, I kind of get a little bit turned off and I'll put the game down for a little bit. With something that gives me a narrative so compelling and so visually insane, I'm going to want to keep coming back to it and keep just getting further in it, like a Netflix show. I just want to keep going on to the next part.
Like Western gamers and like, and like gamers who want.
I get it. You want your
like I'm more about
academia nut fighting games that they go, you're mine. I'm like, not if I kill you first.
I don't even care about that. I mean, well, the game can play like absolute trash, and you're like, oh well, if it entertains my story.
God of War doesn't play like trash though. It's just not like other God of War games.
Well, I'm just saying, you can't jump.
Okay, you can jump in Red Dead. Why didn't you buy it?
Why didn't I buy it? Because you press the control stick and it takes Red Dead slow grandpa roll 3 seconds to turn one way or the other.
You didn't play it, so you don't know.
I will get the game. I will get.
Now you're gonna buy it.
I will buy it and I will play it and I'll end up thinking, probably should have waited. I'm just gonna wait because all these games are gonna be $20 in a little bit anyway. So.
Okay, so I think, well, for me, story is the first priority in a game, even though it's technically a game, so gameplay, but I do love a good story, and video games can tell a story that, other medias can't, so.
Exactly. But here's the thing, like I want to.
Because so interactive with it, like you could feel it more than a movie or a book.
Right, you're part of the actual story. And I want to contest what Michael O'Brien said here. He said, but games can never compete with the narrative of a movie or a novel or whatever. If narrative is what you want, video games are not the thing to do. That is 100% factually untrue. Look at what video games have done since, around the Nintendo 64 era when we got the 3D and what they could start doing to where we are the last 2 generations. There are legitimately video games that have made more compelling stories than movies ever could or a book you could ever read could get you somewhere. They have taken you to crazy worlds with insane amount of stuff.
Yeah, and it's hard to make a video game into a movie because of that reason. You don't have the the interactiveness,
exactly
what a video game could do. So
like take a horror game, Mandy, right? Let's take a horror game, right? Let's take Resident Evil 7, right? First person horror game. Now, if I was watching a horror movie like Resident Evil, it's scary and I'm going to do some jump scares, but what's more scary and more compelling to how you're feeling is playing as the character. You're more hesitant to do stuff because you feel like you're in that moment. A movie cannot do that for you. A movie cannot make you get certain feelings that a video game can when you're actually the character playing it.
I think it's just personal. I think that's really subjective to personal preference, right? Like in terms of like what people think is more compelling or better done based on just like how.
But you can't say a video game can never be better than a movie.
I disagree with that. I disagree with that. I disagree. And just to let you go, some people in the chat are saying, "Oh well, if it's just an RPG, then OJ says it's good, but it's not a good." Look, listen, guys. I like story in games too. RPGs are about story in game. Okay, I get that. Story's important, but to me, you've got to have the gameplay that matches up with it. Like it's got to be something that matches up with it, or it needs to be on par or somewhat. Like I can't play a game where like the story and the cinematics and the graphics are so much better than the actual gameplay. There needs to be a balance for me, at least. For me, the last game that I played, I think a Western game that I really thought that the balance was really high was Mass Effect. That franchise the story was really good. The gameplay was really good. The gameplay matched up with it. Mass Effect 2 to be exact. hopefully I can get into something more new. But I haven't found my Mass Effect 2 in this generation, and like, you know, in this 8th generation. I haven't found it yet for me that I where I feel where the gameplay matches up with how great the stories are. The stories are amazing. Like God of War, it seems very interesting. It seems like I want to continue it just for the story, but the gameplay is just not quite matching up to me for the graphics, the everything. Like, it's like they're removing things from a lot of these games, and then they're saying, oh well, the graphics are better, the stories are better, the scenes are better, but the gameplay isn't better, or it's not high enough. Like, it's like, okay, well, let's remove this and this and this and this. You know what I'm saying? Still good, still a great game, but they're removing things, and I don't think they're not making it more reactive and like faster and better. It seems to me like they're somewhat taking things down a notch when it comes to, in order to improve other aspects, which is fine, which is what most Western gamers want. That's the reason why these games sell so much and God of War and do all these big and great things, right? A lot of Western gamers want that, or they can't tell the difference. But for me, I can tell when I pick up the game and I play it. I can completely tell. It's like, yo, like there's something's going on here with a lot of these 8th generation games and on. I'm hoping that whenever I do pick up Spider-Man, that it might be that game that, like, you know, that really kind of gets me back into it.
This. It's the best story. Like, it's the most entertaining. Like, if you equate it to like the movie, out of all the Spider-Man movies we had, this is the best story. Like, and I liked Homecoming. I liked the first 2 Spider-Man of the original trilogy, but like, this has a way better story. The characters are more likable. It goes in depth with a lot of things. It skips the annoying, the origin story that we've seen a million times. It's just a really good representation of Peter Parker, and you get to see him in a really cool part of his life where he's been Spider-Man for a little bit, and he's had some stuff happen in his life, and it's an incredible it's better than any movie I've seen for Spider-Man, and that's why it's pushed me to go like that. Was completely worth the 12 to 14 hours of the campaign, and even all the side stuff and all the extra things you can do. And like, one of my favorite games of the last decade is not even a game has crap gameplay. Like, I will say that the gameplay in LA Noire isn't that good.
That's horrible.
The way you control the cars and chase people down is trash, but the game's story is insanely compelling, very interesting. There's some couple like turns in the story you weren't expecting or thought were a little weird, but by the end of it, I was like, I want an LA Noire too, and maybe hope one day with all the money Rockstar's making, they can just allocate a little bit of funds to make it.
I do want to give a shout out real quick, guys. Zachary Thompson hitting us with that new membership. Thank you so much, becoming an Elite Ninja. You should check out the community page. We have a Discord, exclusive Discord, and you can kind of sign up on there. We're going to be playing Smash Ultimate quite a bit, so go on there and let the community know that you just joined up, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, homie.
Jordan, really quickly, did you experience any huge bugs in Spider-Man?
There was only one glitch I ever found. One true glitch is where I swing past a building, but I got clipped inside the building and I couldn't get out, so I was stuck in there and had to reload a save. Yeah. That was the only problem I ever had with the game.
So I had 2. Right after I beat the final boss in the game, they after the cutscene, I got respawned in a building. So the only thing I could do is go back and have to rebeat the boss again. Mm-hmm. So it's super annoying. And then another time, the lighting effect on all the buildings were daytime, but it was nighttime out.
That's kind of cool, though. That would look weird.
It was really weird. It was really weird.
It's cool. Pretty legit.
Yeah, besides that, it was dope. So in 30 hours of playing, two bad glitches, I guess, pretty good.
See, Michael, okay, you keep saying, if you like the story of LA War, why don't you just read James Ellroy or watch movies based on LA Confidential or stuff like that? Dude, I love that kind of stuff. But if a video game can give it to me too and possibly do it better, what's the problem? Video games can be better than movies and books. It's not just if you don't want storytelling in your games, ew, disgusting. Just give me Smash Bros. No story.
I think you guys are both. I think honestly, you guys are both right, because this is really you guys are both right in your own opinion. Movies can be better at times. Video games, and I'm not just trying to do that just because. I've talked with Michael.
They can do both.
They can do both. The movies could be. For example, I think. What movie do I really love? Remember the Titans. I don't think there's really anything as compelling in video games for me outside of maybe Mass Effect. That's the only that's made me feel a certain way. Maybe
not Andromeda.
Where not Andromeda, but Mass Effect 2 made me feel that sense of heightened. To me, Remember the Titans is my favorite movie of all time, and it made me feel a certain way that games just don't get to. Now, it's not games can get to that point, but I think it's different for each person, just depending on personal experiences. I was a football player, so obviously Remember the Titans is going to speak to me more than shooting an alien on a suicide mission. I've never done that before, but I've played in it where there's some racial tensions and blah 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 when I played them, all that. So I feel more emotionally attached to a movie in certain ways because of their experiences, and it's more relating to me personally, whereas a video game, it's hard to put yourself in that situation, but you can kind of do it with some games you can. So I think it's really dependent on each person and what they like. Like what's it called, like Detroit, those games, and Beyond Two Souls,
interactive movie.
Yeah, people love those, and they think that because there's some things that maybe relate to them. So I think it's so subjective. I don't think there's a right or a wrong answer.
But look at a lot of look at a lot of indie games. Like, even though graphics may not be realistic, a lot of the purpose of some of these really artsy games is to tell you a story visually and through,
or to be meta or something.
Exactly. It's a medium that doesn't have to be one thing. It can be whatever you interpret it to be, but there are messages behind it. And Tether Gaming's telling me to bring up The Last of Us. That's a great example of a video game that which they are going to make a movie adaptation of. And I guarantee, even if that movie adaptation is incredible, it's not going to be better than the video game, the experience of playing through it and being in the moment when you're doing it. And I can't wait for the second game of that. Some people are bringing up the Persona series, which I'm not a huge
Oh my god, I love
that's
those.
A good example of where the story is supposed to be really engrossing and get you through it. And that's
the gameplay point. Is really good too.
Yeah, and that's a good example of having both balance, and games can do that too. You can have good gameplay and an amazing story. It's not just mutually exclusive one or the other. That comes down to opinions and whatnot as well. But at the end of the day, think what you want, enjoy what you want. But I say what I love the most about video games is the places it can take me to, and especially what I can get out of it story-wise. Whatever it can bring to me that's entertaining. If I can feel emotion of any sort throughout of it, and a movie can do that as well, that's incredible that a game can do that. There are times where I've beaten a game and the ending has made me literally cry. And movies do that too. So
me too.
What can happen with all. So just like what you like, and if you disagree, that's cool, but don't sit here and say it can't be this, because it can be for someone else. It can be.
No, you're totally right. For me, gameplay definitely comes number one. Look at a game like Zelda Breath of the Wild. Probably one of the best gameplays and best games ever, and the story is lacking. For me, story comes second to gameplay for me personally.
Yeah, that game is all about gameplay. If I can summarize the story of a game in literally a sentence or two, then it's not about the story. It was more about the gameplay. Here's what happens in Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. You're in a time period that's more in the past, and Zelda is captured, and Ganondorf is this giant thing, and you gotta save it. That's it. That's the game. You can do missions that tell other stories throughout it, but that's the general concept. Now, someone explained to me the story of Red Dead Redemption in one sentence.
Riding a horse. Done.
Okay, fair enough. Riding a horse simulator 2000.
Cowboys. Let's go.
Cowboy.
And then the horse dies and you have to walk the rest of the way.
Oh, yes. He's too far away to whistle. And he's like, oh, great. Now I just got to walk.
Let's go and let's move on to the next topic here. That was a good discussion. That was good. We needed that because I don't think we were going to be able to last longer with the rest of the stuff that we got, because I'm not sure how much of you guys are actually interested in some of this other stuff. So Sunset Overdrive, it just got rated by the ESRB. So were any of you guys Sunset Overdrive fans on the Xbox?
Yeah. Actually, I that's the one game aside from Gears of War 4, which I thought was still pretty decent. Sunset Overdrive is the best thing on the Xbox One, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I'm not an Xbox guy, and that's the one game that was going to get me to go buy an Xbox, and I never did, but that's one game I've been dying to play forever, and now that Spider-Man's out, I feel like I kind of played it a little bit, but not really.
No, I think that's a fair point.
I love Insomniac.
Yeah,
they're one of my favorites, obviously, because of Spyro. And every time they try to do something, I try to get invested. They've had some misses, like Fuse, that game that came out.
Yeah.
Not a great game.
No.
Not a great game. But when they tried Sunset Overdrive, it looked weird. The gameplay looked weird. But when you play it, it's a mishmash of so many amazing things. Then I'm incorporating the feeling of Jet Set Radio and Jet Set Grind. That's awesome. And it had this ferocity to it that the beat just kept going as you did things, and the weapons were crazy, and it was just a wacky, fun game. And that's what I love about Insomniac is they're just not afraid to make something fun. Like they're like, let's just throw something at the wall. They can do serious, like they didn't do it so well with Fuse, but like for Spider-Man, that's a way more of a serious, like more realistic game, and it was awesome. Like it's incredible to see that they started off with Disruptor and Spyro, and now they're making something that's literally one of the biggest AAA games that's currently out. And it's impressive to see where they've come. And Sunset Overdrive is nothing to look over, in my opinion. I think the game that they made functionally is fun, entertaining, and I'm glad that it's coming to the PC, because then now, in my opinion, there's no reason to own an Xbox One unless you want 4K.
Or like if you're like a Gears.
If like Gears of War, like I'm excited for Gears 5, but what they showed off of it is kind of lame, and it's like or I think they're taking the story. I think it's a little bit dumb. Gears 4 still decent. Halo is dead to me after 5, so there's nothing incentive on.
What about Mandy? Mandy, are you into
Mandy?
I'm not really interested in that game.
Okay.
I really don't know much about it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I played the game back because like they actually gave it away for games with gold, right? So that's the first time I played it, and I can't stand that game.
You don't like Sunset Overdrive?
No, I can't.
That's a game where it's all about the gameplay.
I know, and I don't like the gameplay. I honestly don't. I don't like it.
Too crazy for you?
It's not that it's too crazy for me. I like Bayonetta. Bayonetta is a crazy game. But it's just I don't know. There's just something about it that pissed me off. I turned it. I was playing it. And there was this was like a kind of like a defend the base type of mission where everything's kind of coming at you.
The defend the bases ones are kind of but
and I just
they did it better than most games in my opinion.
I don't think it did it bad. It just wasn't for me. I was like, I realized that the controls are good, the gameplay's smooth, everything. There's nothing particularly wrong with it per se. That's like just quit the game. But that's what I did. I played it for a bit, and I think I streamed it once on the channel as well. I think I streamed it once, then I played a little bit more, and I was just like. Like I think somebody said it's a fake Infamous Second Son. I do like Infamous more because I thought I'd like it more because I like
dude, Second Son all day right there. It's tatted on me, dude.
Yeah, I think Infamous is better, and I think Infamous is like a lot better, and even like the PlayStation games, like the PS3 games are much better than Sunset Overdrive. So that's why, at least that's what I think in my memory. I was like, man, I had a lot more fun playing Infamous 1, Infamous 2, and even Second Son, I had more fun playing Second Son. I actually beat that game. So
that's a game that has a really compelling story and also really good gameplay. I love both.
No, and I got it. I beat the game. I like Infamous. I beat every single Infamous game. I even had the DLC. What was it called?
The something of Light. First Light.
I got the DLC. Did that. That was fun. I've always been a big Infamous fan. It's my favorite Sony franchise for the most part. Infamous and
dude, can Sucker Punch make another one after their Ghosts game next year after their Samurai?
I would
game,
hope
please?
So. That would be great if they make another Infamous.
It's been so long, man.
Yeah. Me talking about it right now makes me want to stream Infamous Second Son. It makes me want to stream it right now, actually.
Dude, even going back, like Infamous 1's still a fun game, but Infamous 2 was like one of my favorites. Like that's when they we had more budget, the graphics were overhauled, the gameplay was like fun and like super. Like when you swang your weapon, like you felt the gravity of it when you hit the enemies. Like, dude, can we just port 1 and 2 on the PS4 like right now? Because I want to play those games again. And I don't want to set up my PS3.
Yeah, I'm wondering why they haven't done that yet.
That's easy money. Put it on there. They do $30 both games.
Yeah, $30. I'd pay $40 for them, but I mean,
dude, I pay $60.
What'd you say, Mandy?
PlayStation is not good with their backlog or their what's it called? Their older games. They're not good with putting it on the PlayStation 4. So you can't really play PlayStation 3 games. Well, not as much. And it kind of sucks.
They got over some. They were like the biggest franchise.
The Last of Us, God of War,
Uncharted.
They put all three of the
Uncharted games. Those are the popular titles, but like the more niche games, especially JRPGs, they don't really get ported.
Well, what first party JRPGs did Sony have last generation? I don't
remember. First party JRPGs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because they're like all like Final Fantasy 10, 10-2, Final Fantasy 12, Zodiac Age. Like there's a ton of
even Final Fantasy 12. They let's yank that game back into relevance.
Yeah, like they just straight up like
they don't have Final Fantasy 13 didn't port it
No,
over.
but that game sucks. So I mean, like, I can see why they're like, yeah, let's just leave behind. Let's just go and let's take.
But
this
why they have to
PS2
put
game.
12?
Because 12 is a much better game than 13. 13
12
2.
has T-Rexes in the desert.
12 is an infinitely better. And this is somebody that's beaten all of the I've beaten Final Fantasy 13, I've beaten 13 2, and I've beaten Lightning Returns. Lightning Returns is a disgrace to gaming. They regressed in Lightning.
Where'd she go?
It was like they were confused with Lightning. Like, what do we do? We have a budget. We got to get this game out. We got to finish this trilogy. Okay, let's just make up a bunch of stuff. Like Lightning Returns.
But where did she go? Confused. She was there for all of them.
I have no idea. I've beaten Lightning Returns, and I have no idea.
All three of those games came out in like the span of 4 years. Where'd she go? She was there. She didn't go anywhere. She's been here.
Lightning's amazing. First of all, Lightning's one of my favorite characters. Lightning's great.
Oh, she is like, out of waifus, she's like a top 10 waifu.
She's definitely a top 10 waifu, but that story, I have no idea about I still don't know anything about the Final Fantasy.
All I remember is there's a guy with an afro, and didn't he have like a little chocobo in his hair?
Saz, yeah, man.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
That's all I remember. And also the beginning of 13, we had the train, and there was that giant thing on the train thing, and that's what I remember.
Yeah.
Oh, that cutscene was nice, though.
Oh,
dude, they're beautiful. I honestly wish they would just take all the cutscenes and just make it. Well, they probably someone on YouTube probably has. I'll just go watch that. And I'll get back.
Oh, the graphics in 13 are absolutely stunning. Like, when I was like, wow, like this game is.
It came to play.
There's some good stuff in the gameplay. There's like, I mean, it has a segmented ATB bar. That's cool. You know, like where you can pick different attacks.
I don't like the gameplay.
You don't like the gameplay?
I feel like I don't have much control.
No, you don't.
So how do you like that gameplay?
No, I don't. I said there's some good things about it. Like segmented ATB is good to where like, you know, you charge up your ATB, but it charges up in segments. So if you want to do this attack, this other attack, and this other attack, you can chain together different ones. So that's cool. But yeah, you lack control over your character overall, and like the different sets were like it was just
it was ridiculous.
It's not.
I like 15 way more than 13's gameplay.
15's definitely much better. Yeah, 15's
the best.
I feel like a lot of people nowadays like to talk trash on 15, and that's cool. It's your opinion, man. But 15, like that had a mix of like the gameplay that I really enjoyed. Like it felt like I was in control, and I really enjoyed the story. It just sucks that if you really want to get yourself engrossed in the story, you have to watch the anime and the movie that came out.
Well, that's not
to understand
bad.
Everything. It's not bad, but to really get the experience, you have to get everything.
But I think it's just because of the way that the state that the game launched in. Like, let's just say Final Fantasy 15 Royal Edition came out like this year. Think of how like awesome that game would have been. Like, it would have been so much better received.
We got the beta version at launch.
Yeah,
I didn't really have any problems like with it like that. Like, I didn't really see it. Like, what was the major problem that people had?
The game now is probably not the game that you played at the beginning of the launch.
But like how so?
So many things like cutscenes, quests, dialogue.
Control. You can actually control all the different characters now. Compared to before, you only could control Noctis.
Oh, see, okay, it's okay. That's okay. That's enough change. That's a big change.
That's
the multiplayer, the bosses, the ending is totally different. Like
they really changed all
fight
that.
with the fire guy. I forgot his name.
They fixed the chapter 11 or whatever or 13 or
yeah.
They fixed completely fixed
just
that.
Walking around linear hallways.
Yeah, so they fixed that too.
Oh
it's almost a different game. I mean, you have a boat.
I will say that was the worst part of the game.
You have a boat now, dude. Like you have like this
boat.
Yeah, you got a boat.
Happy enough when I had a flying car at the end of the game.
Car could fly, swim, submarine.
You got a boat now too, dude. It's Final Fantasy 15 Royal Edition is absolutely insane.
I will say though, some of the random open world boss fights that you can find, like the giant mountain turtle, that is one of the coolest things to see, especially like you're playing on a big screen and you see that giant monster. Like that is some epic stuff. Like that is honestly amazing.
Yeah. So,
but I will admit, 15 was actually pretty easy as well.
You can make it harder. Like
you can make it harder, but it just felt like compared to other Final Fantasies I played, this was like the first one I was able to actually beat. Which is
I thought it was a good challenge, and I've played a lot of JRPGs.
But I liked it.
I played the version that's not out now. I played one when it released, so who knows?
Yeah,
I went through that chapter 13.
60. I think I beat the game at 65 hours in.
Really? That's kind of short.
That's one of my thing at the end. We can get the picture that says when you beat it or whatever. It's at 65 hours. I didn't do too much side questing in my original playthrough.
I beat it at 110 hours, but I didn't do as much side
You're doing
quests.
a lot.
And I thought that I kind of rushed through it a little bit too. So yeah. But
Did that game take like 10 years to make or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting development. They weren't actually working on it for 10 years, but
it was 17 other games for 10 years.
Yeah, okay. It was in when they first announced it to when it launched, it was 10 years. So it was announced my freshman year of college in 2006. The game was announced, and then it launched in 2016.
You're old.
Yeah, I am old. I actually like being old, weathered. But yeah, that's when I remember. Oh, okay, new Final Fantasy's coming out. But then they also announced Final Fantasy 13, and it was supposed to be like
Versus 13.
Yeah, versus 13. So it was supposed to be like two games kind of competing for like the best Final Fantasy because they have the two different teams that were doing it. And then versus 13 got turned into 15. And then 13 just was, I don't know what that was. That was just 13.
They turned that into a trilogy.
They turned that into a really bad trilogy. So yeah. Did you guys ever see before we move on to the next topic here, did you guys see the PS3 version of Final Fantasy 15?
The PS3 version? No.
Yeah, because it was on PS3. It was announced for PS3, and they actually had a version of the game up and running. Did you guys ever get to see that at all before?
Maybe a long time ago.
Okay.
I don't feel like I've seen it anytime recently.
It's interesting because that's like one of the best looking PS3 games. Like you're like, wow, that's PS3.
Dude, Final Fantasy 15 looks amazing.
Yeah, but it was just interesting how they were able to like how it looked on PS3, and like I think I realized the problems they ran into and what they needed to like. It was way too ambitious for the PS3. So I think
when you watch the full animated film that they have, like there's no difference in quality between the game's graphics and what the film looks like, which is awesome. But that's also another reason why I'm so like against Pocket Edition. I swear, because it's like the game is so beautiful.
That's so watered down. I don't
like it's watered down. Like it's a little chibi graphic. Like listen, we already have a Final Fantasy chibi game, World of Final Fantasy. We don't need no Pocket Edition of 15. Just get good. Just put 15 on. I know it's hard. Not going to go into it again.
No,
not going to go into that argument again.
It's your opinion. It's all good. All right, so let's go ahead and let's move into Fallout 76. I've been watching a ton of gameplay recently. There's been some. It's still beta, right?
It's still in beta until the 14th of this month.
So I've been watching Angry Joe play. I've been watching some other Twitch, streamer, like big Twitch streamers playing, and I'm kind of worried at this point.
Yikes! If any game out of like Spyro or Battlefield that needs a pushback, it's Fallout 76.
Has any of you guys seen the gameplay? First of all, like who's seen the gameplay?
I've had a beta key and I've purposefully not used the beta. I don't want to play it. I don't want to ruin it for me.
Turbo, are you into Fallout at all? And have you seen the gameplay yet?
I'm not, but I was interested. Like I watched some of Dreamcast guys' videos on it and some other YouTubers. Nobody seems to be too happy about it. I mean, a part of Bethesda is like the charm of all their glitches, but this is like another level of glitching.
It's like broken kind of glitches.
Dude, there's a glitch in the game that deletes it off your hard drive. How's Bethesda? I know you make a lot of glitches, but how do you make a glitch that deletes your own game off the system? What is that?
Doesn't wipe your save file, deletes the whole game.
Like, holy crap, dude.
The glitch has a mind of its own.
That is literally the craziest thing. Like, listen, I'm a huge Fallout fan. Like I got the tattoo. I've been a Fallout fan forever. I love the games. This is like the first time, like, listen, I'm still getting the collector's edition because I have all the other ones. I'm still excited for it. But right now, that's going to be a back burner game. Like when Spyro's out, because it comes out the day after Spyro and the Pokemon games are coming out at the end of the week, that is a game that I'm not even going to touch like at any time soon. Until I hear like, the glitches are not as bad, because there's always going to be glitches. It's Bethesda. Come on. Let's be realistic.
Is there a story in that game, or is it kind of create your own?
Yes. No. Yes. No.
Yeah.
Like it's what 2076 is the year or whatever. It's like 100 years after like everyone went into the shelters. At 100 or 3, I can't remember. It's a long time after it. It was the one Fallout shelter that the people stayed in there the longest, and then they came out. And instead of, this is why I don't like it. It's a game where like you kind of survive, but you're trying to rebuild this area that you're in, which to me not the fundamental thing of Fallout. Like, of course, you can play with friends now, and you can shoot these giant monsters and try to survive and all that, and then you can just nuke everything when you're done. I don't like that concept. I would have much rather loved if there was like more of what they can do with like their online, like Elder Scrolls Online. Give it this online feel, like it's an MMO. Like there's quests you can do, and there's non-playable characters. And because in this game, there's no non-playable characters. You get missions and stuff from robots, like a computer terminal,
or like voice recordings.
Exactly, and it's just like, hey, go over there, get this stuff, and here's how you rebuild a house. Like that's like cool. That's fine. That's not what I want to play Fallout for. Like, I'd much rather have a full-on Fallout game that I can do like huge, giant, like monster boss raids with other friends and play them and do quests with friends and do the storyline with friends, rather than you work together to build something, or you try to, you kind of like kill each other when you see each other, and then you go off and keep doing whatever you're building. Not as exciting as it could be, but I'm still interested. At the end of the day, I'm still interested. Not as hyped. Like, honestly, I'd much rather prefer waiting a little bit more time and having a Fallout 5. This is a game that's really like I'm gonna get, and it's probably gonna be one of my least played games this year.
Well, do you think this is like Fallout 4.5 and they're still creating 5? This is just like a little like half step.
This is it's the same assets and everything from 4, and like the building, in 4, like you can like build the settlements and do all that. It's basically that, but online, and you have other people around, and that's it. Like you're building stuff, and that could be cool if you're playing like a Minecraft game where the purpose is to survive and build stuff. This is like just what do you like? I don't get like what do you? I'm watching the gameplay, and it feels like people like no one wants to do anything because it's not fun. Like I like Bethesda. I have a friend that works at Bethesda, and he tells me all this stuff, and it's great, and I'm glad they're happy. And they make good games. I like Bethesda, but like it kind of feels like a misstep for the right Fallout Online. If they would have made an Elder Scrolls Online version of this, where it's just like Elder Scrolls Online, you have mission quests, it's a giant area, and it's nothing like just hey rebuild and live. Like it's like here's actual story, and you can play with your friends. That's what I want. I want an MMO version of Fallout. That's the game I'd rather see than this. Maybe this turns out into a situation like a Final Fantasy 14 or an Elder Scrolls Online at launch, where the first launch versions of both those games were terrible. They were ridiculed and saying, hey, this is not good, step it up. And if that happens with this, and at the end result is they basically do like maybe what they did with 14 for Final Fantasy, and they yoink the game and say, give us a little bit, and come out with a re-release that's a completely different game. You look at Final Fantasy 14 at launch, and then the re-release edition, those games are nothing alike. And I'm glad that they did that. It was the smartest move. They messed up. The fans said, this is not a game that we want, and they came out with something better. And if they can do that here, because like, hey, this game could be great, but from what I've seen and from what people are saying and my interest in it, this just kind of looks like ass. If I'm being serious. And again, huge Fallout fan. I played every single Fallout game. I have every collector's edition I love, except the New Vegas collector's edition, because I'm an idiot. I still don't want to pay for it because it's a little more expensive now, but I will get it eventually. Either way, I love Fallout. This is just not the game that I wanted. When they showed it off at E3, they're like, guys, it's online, it's all this stuff, and then you start hearing more about it and everything. It's like, what is this? What is this? Is this just build something and blow it up simulator? Because it's not fun. Even if you're doing it with your friends, that's not fun. That's just tasks the video game. Like Animal Crossing is tasks the video game, but they made it fun. This doesn't look like they're making it fun. Oh, you can shoot some monsters sometimes. That's cool. Some really cool creative, creature designs. I love that about Fallout. But that doesn't make it feel right. And yeah, someone said they're working on, they're working on, Elder Scrolls 6 and and all this other stuff. That's great. But this ain't Elder Scrolls 6. This ain't a regular Fallout game. This is their online game that they're going to have to support, over the years. This isn't just a one and done. Like Elder Scrolls 6 is going to come out and they're just going to keep porting it, for systems and systems. This is like a game that's going to be around for a while, and there's updates and, DLC and stuff like that. But why is it this? That's my question. Why, dude, the game's about to launch and it feels like they just started developing it. How do you create a game that deletes itself? Explain that to me.
Yeah, they should have just waited till next year.
Like I am genuinely frustrated as a Fallout fan. And I don't feel there's enough outspoken people. I feel like people are just kind of being like, whatever. Because especially for people who are getting review copies of it, Bethesda doesn't like to work with you. If you don't give it like a 9 or a 10, they won't give you a neg review copy for the next game.
That's not good.
Or if you criticize it, they're going to be like, oh, okay, well, we don't like you. And they're very defensive on that. But at the same time, someone needs to call them out.
I'll call them out.
I'm calling him out right now. Like, dude, like they could have sent me a review copy and I still would have said the same thing. Like, I'm paying the most money you can pay for it at launch, right? I'm getting the collector's edition. And I don't even have it yet, and I'm going to complain. I have not played the beta on purpose because I don't want to disappoint myself too much. Like, that's sad. That's really sad, dude. And it sucks, but, Bethesda, I love you guys, but this ain't it, Chief. That's all I got to say. This ain't it. So that's my rant on Fallout.
Jordan, you need a sip of water after that?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
it seems like you kind of got
sweating.
into it.
I'm sweating. Like, I'm pissed, dude.
I was gonna interject, but you were in your element. So
go ahead. Have at it, my boy.
No. I was gonna. I have no real opinion. I'm not a huge Fallout guy, so I was just gonna interject to be a jerk. But I wanted to let him finish. He was into it. He's passionate. He needed to get that out.
Dude, like it's crazy. It's like I feel like when I rant, like I'll start off very calm and slow, but the more I think about it in my head, I get angrier and I get more passionate.
I do that too.
So let's say like, hey, if you should put your money where your mouth is, don't buy it. Yeah, at the same time, I'm willing to give it a chance. That's the thing, because like again, I haven't played the beta, so I'm willing to give it the chance. I want my collector's edition. It comes with a real life. You can wear a helmet. I saw it at E3. You can wear the power armor helmet. That's amazing. I want that to put on my shelf and get dusty for the rest of my life. So that's cool. But at the same time, that's really what I feel like I'm going to be paying for is just the helmet.
Yeah, I mean, you'll get some hours of enjoyment out of it no matter what. Even if it's crap, you'll still get a few hours, And
I'll be honest about I'll probably make a video. I'll talk about my thoughts on it, and then I will really see how it is. But again, it's coming out literally a day after Spyro and 2 days before Pokemon. It's a game that's literally going to be that and Battlefield, because Battlefield 5 comes out November 20th. And right now, my interest in that game is at a flat 0 because of all the problems and all the beta stuff with that happened. So both of those games are like the furthest on my back burner, even like past Smash. Like at this point, I'm excited for Smash after the last Direct. So this ain't it, and it's sad.
Just to kind of add on that, it was funny because I think it was my dude Stealth on Twitter posted he's like the only thing that can dethrone Red Dead, not in actual sales, but like on Amazon, the sales charts after the Direct. Smash went back up, past it. So I think a lot of people are kind of in that same boat after the Direct. More of the casual fans, they're like, oh yeah,
it was good. It helped me, and like as a casual, find more stuff to go. Okay, I really want to play this now.
I was gonna buy it anyways, but yay!
You think Smash will sell 1 million first weekend?
Oh,
yeah,
no
doubt.
It's gonna do way more.
It'll sell 1 million Thursday night at 8 p.m.
Like coming out in the holidays.
It's sold out. I mean, it sold 1 million. Like let's say like the Wii U version sold well over 1 million in its first weekend, and the 3DS version sold 1 million in Japan alone in its first week. So yeah, it's gonna sell quite a bit.
That's great.
Quite a bit. The last Smash game, Smash 4 is the best-selling Smash game, but that's because it's on 2 systems. It's on.
So they combined those.
Yeah, they combined Smash 3DS and Smash for Wii.
I wouldn't do that. I think those games are fundamentally different, but that's just me.
They're mechanically they're the exact same. Mechanically, like technically speaking, if you're good at Smash 4, outside of controller, like whatever controller preference you have, everything that you can do in Smash 4 on the 3DS, you should be able to transfer that over to the Wii U and vice versa. There's no difference mechanically. Hit percentage-wise, damage, movement, everything is literally 1-to-1 in the game. Outside of the graphics, everything mechanics-wise is the same. Some people thought there's differences in the actual mechanics. It's literally the same exact game, but just obviously graphics are different and certain modes and stuff that you can do. But
plus you're playing it on a 3DS.
Well, that's true.
Oh man, that was like
and breaking thumbsticks.
That's why I said control-wise different. I mean, there's people who modded their 3DSs to have a game that they can play a GameCube controller.
Of course, I would
expect GameCube controller. Oh my god.
Yeah,
I would expect nothing less. I'm surprised they didn't release a thing that plugs into your 3DS that has adapters for GameCube controllers. I'm honestly surprised.
Yeah,
that would have sold.
They couldn't though because you can't have multiple players on one screen. So
no, but like for the individual player who's playing online with someone or playing next to someone, like they didn't just snap in a controller.
Oh yeah, I would have bought it.
Everyone would have, dude. It would have saved modders so much time.
I hate GameCube controllers. They're like so weird.
They are weird, but it's
I
the
don't know why
preferred way to
people-
play Smash. Listen, people used to play it on an N64 controller, okay? They'll take what they could get. It's either that, the GameCube, the Wii controller, a Pro controller. I would say the Pro controller would probably be the best, but I get it. Everyone loves the GameCube controller, so.
No. I adapt to whatever controller it's on. I don't
play with some Joy-Cons, be like,
well, I mean, and that's what Nintendo's expecting from the casual audience, and that's why they they're okay with that. But then they just offer for people who been playing forever, you can buy the GameCube controller, or they have Pro controller or whatever the case is. So I think that's the one thing about Smash is like it gives you so many different control options. It's cool for those who want to just use the Joy-Cons. You can use them. If those who want to make it Wii Remote style sideways, you'll probably be able to do that. Those who want to use Pro controller, you can do that.
The gamepad.
I actually played on the gamepad.
I can't play on the gamepad. I can't. I personally
just make
can't.
sure you have your LAN adapter.
You just make sure you have your LAN
Can't
for online
forget
play.
that.
For online play. For online play.
Can't forget it. It's
Put it in the bag with my other junk when I have to take my Switch.
Yeah, just throw it in there. Why not?
Or buy two. Buy two. And that's probably the best bet. Or three.
Why not?
You just always have one in your pocket. Always have one in your pocket.
You carry it around. You're like, oh, we got a battle. Gotta get my LAN adapter out.
Oh, imagine if it was a keychain.
Where's the Ethernet
Oh,
cord, though?
dude,
Oh,
everywhere.
that's cool.
Put that on everything.
Where's the Ethernet cord though? If you go somewhere, you need an Ethernet.
Oh, you just go to Starbucks. Like, hey, where can I plug in?
It's like I got my LAN adapter, but I need an Ethernet port here. You need to carry the Cat 5 cable around too, right?
Oh, absolutely. You carry like it's all the way in the back, but you're not allowed back there. It's okay. Mine's a 60-foot. You can stretch it. It's fine. You have a little rope carrier. It just pulls out. Just go ahead.
I think McDonald's Ethernet is probably worse than their Wi-Fi. Knowing McDonald's, dude.
So instead of asking for the Wi-Fi password, you're gonna ask for where's your LAN adapter?
Can I Mega Man jack in real quick? Jack in.
That's what we need to do.
Chibi Robo right over here.
Oh, dude, I love Chibi Robo.
Well, you know what we're also gonna love is user questions. So
Segue.
Look at that transition. Yeah,
loved it.
That's a good segue.
That's kind of
I almost hit join to become a sponsor after that. Jeez. That was worth it alone. Where 185 people, 83 likes. Get that to 100 people.
Come on, man. We got to get some more likes. Let's get to 100 likes, guys, and we'll answer some questions from the audience.
17 more.
If you guys have questions, you can tag me at Player Essence. I'll be more than happy to answer questions for you guys, man.
Yeah.
LAN adapter has been proven to not give a better connection. Yet that's not true, but okay.
I would wait for reviews before you buy one.
No, I wouldn't. Anybody who plays fighting games know that LAN adapter Ethernet connection is the way to go. I mean, pretty much everybody who plays fighting games online.
103 likes. That was
there
quick.
we go. That's what I'm talking about.
That was quick.
Yeah, that was really fast.
Shadow King 1982. Although I will say this, if you're a casual player, you don't worry about a LAN adapter. If you're a casual player, if you're somebody who's serious about playing Smash Online, then get one. I think that's the biggest difference here. If you're serious about it and you want to get into the elite and you want to have the best connection possible to play and make sure lag doesn't throw you off or anything like that, get a LAN. Unless you have internet like that's so good and the Wi-Fi is really good and it's strong and there's nothing that interferes. Mom's not watching, Netflix. Brother and sister aren't watching all that stuff that can interfere with your connection. Then I can say Wi-Fi is okay.
Turn all that off.
But that's the thing. That's the problem. I think Wi-Fi, when you use that, it messes with that. If somebody else's, whereas a wired connection, it still messes with it because of the bandwidth. But it's not. I mean, it's wired. It's going to stay more stable. When you're using Netflix and when you're using other things, it messes with the Wi-Fi. So for serious players, I'd say get a LAN adapter. You can buy them for as low as they're like $7 on Amazon. But like for people that are casuals, you probably don't need it. All right, so
I don't need it. That's for sure.
No, most casuals probably you guys won't need it. All right, what are your thoughts on Starfield by Bethesda? We know nothing about Starfield, so I don't know if we can have any thoughts on it.
I'm excited for the fact that it's space related.
That's great, but we know literally nothing about it.
That's the only reason to be excited. Hey, there's a cool logo.
They should check back in with us in about 4 to 5 years, and we'll probably know some more.
It's always fun when people ask, like, what do you think about this game that literally has no information on it, and we know nothing
know
about its brand new IP. You know,
we'll know about Elder Scrolls 6 before that game because they even though Elder Scrolls 6 will probably be a next gen launch anyway, they already said that Starfield is a next generation game that they've been working on. So we're not going to see it at least at minimum the next 2 years. You're probably not even going to hear about it aside from like, hey, we're still working on it.
Agreed.
Nick Patrick says, "Who do you think Nintendo will pursue for DLC?" I think Rex and I can say what I think is
Rex and Effect.
Rex and the main character for the next Fire Emblem. Those are the two that I think are locks for right now. But that's just me.
I'm gonna say one of the characters from Pokemon Gen 8, one of the Gen 8 Pokemon for the final DLC, most likely.
I think
Banjo.
Possibly.
I don't think so, but
well, I don't know. Let's see if Banjo-Kazooie ends up on the Nintendo 64 Classic, and if it does, then maybe that's.
And if Banjo 3 gets announced here in 10 days, and eventually that comes to the Nintendo Switch with a good deal they have with Microsoft,
then I'll be more inclined to believe so. If Banjo comes over to the Switch, but Banjo's got to be on Switch for me to think that that's gonna happen. So
Sora from Kingdom Hearts would be
not
cool.
until Kingdom Hearts 3 is on the Switch.
That's okay. Let's get the other games on the Switch first.
Well, the other games aren't on the Xbox, so like the Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming to Xbox, and the other games
still blows my mind that they're just like, yeah, let's just put it on everything.
You get 3 and you take it and you like it. So there you go. Didn't Rex get deconfirmed? No, Rex didn't get deconfirmed at all.
No, I think he got reaffirmed.
Yeah, I think he got reaffirmed. I think he got more reaffirmed than anything because Sakurai explained why Rex couldn't make it at launch, particularly, and said you can play with this at first.
He explained it.
They couldn't develop one character extra.
Well, then maybe they got to work on
it.
They have 74 characters. They couldn't make one more and make it.
They did. They made PD Piranha, right?
Oh yeah, that's right. They could 6 to compete with Fallout.
Or Piranha. I don't think his name is PD. I think PD Piranha is the.
No,
they just called him Piranha Plant.
Yeah, PD Piranha. It looks like the Super Smash or whatever.
The Final Smash. Or
yeah, Final Smash.
It's just a random Piranha Plant.
Rex was never confirmed, guys. I don't know why people are saying Rex confirmed. Rex was never confirmed. No.
This gives me hope now that this Piranha Plant. That means we're gonna get a Boo in there. We're gonna get
Chain Chomp.
We're gonna get Chain Chomp. We're gonna get a Bullet Bill. We're gonna get all the enemies at some point.
God.
Let's do it.
If you want Chain Chomp, you just look at
Bullet Bill. You're just flying around the stage the whole time.
It would be cool, Baby Mario and Baby Luigi together.
Dude, Boo would be awesome.
Would that be on on Yoshi's back? Is that what you're talking about? Like Baby Mario and Baby Luigi on Yoshi's back as characters?
No, more like their own. They'll probably be tiny.
Like the Ice Climbers. Like
But Pichu size. You
just want little. You want people. You want to punch a baby?
Yeah, heck yeah, dude.
He looks if he has a mustache, then definitely.
If you say it like that, no.
Let me pitch right now to Nintendo Boo as a playable character. Listen, Boo is the homie. He's on my hand right here. Boo, love Boo. Listen, here's how you incorporate in the game. He has really awesome moveset. You can move around the stage pretty easily, pretty floaty because he's a ghost and he's just kind of hovering. But instead of his regular shield, if someone hits him, he just goes into his invisible state, so it goes right through him. And one of his powers is he can temporarily go inside of someone and control them for a minute and attack the other players. And in Final Smash, he becomes King Boo and he does something super epic.
I actually like that. I'm surprised I didn't think of Boo before Piranha Plant.
Dude, that's my pitch. DLC character number.
I wonder what they were thinking. They looked at Piranha Plant and was like, just like Chain Chomp for Mario Tennis. It was like
I mean, hey, weird stuff happens. It's Nintendo.
I really wanted Dorothy and Rusty from SteamWorld Dig. If so much, they could have
been on left field. Yeah, that could have been.
I mean, it was a really popular game for the Switch last year, and they've had multiple games. And it's like I don't know. There's so many opportunities for different movesets. You guys play SteamWorld Dig 2?
I did not.
None of you guys?
Made a plant.
Wait, SteamWorld Dig 2?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I beat that game. I love that game.
Yeah, that's I think it's my favorite indie ever. It's like if you guys like Metroid, like old school Metroid, it's basically Metroid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's great. If you haven't played SteamWorld Dig, play it. It's really good. SteamWorld Dig 2 is really good. I think it's much better than the first game, in my opinion.
No, so much better. Yeah.
But shout outs to Michael O'Brien with the $5 donation. He says, "Don't you think Buck Bumble the movie would have had a better story? Great stream tonight. It's late here. Good night." He shout outs to the UK, the UK village over there. But yeah, man, Buck Bumble. They should definitely make a movie of Buck Bumble. I think it'd be better than God of War, right? The story would be better than God of War.
God. Just because you can jump.
Well, Buck Bumble can't jump; he can fly. So
same thing.
Yeah,
potatoes, potatoes.
Yeah, definitely. All right, let's move on. I know you guys got a lot of questions. I'm trying to get through them here. Let's see here. K19 Fringe Fam says Monster Hunter for Smash.
I mean, technically, they already have.
They have like the boss or whatever.
They have that one dragon guy.
Rathalos.
Yeah. He's a mini boss thing.
Yeah.
Assist. He's also an assist. So yeah. Yeah, he's in it. That's one. They should take the little cat guys from Monster Hunter, make them a character. I'd play as that. That's awesome. They're great. Yeah. Who's okay? We got a question from Fireblast Gaming. From all of us, who's picking up Diablo 3 tomorrow? Or who already got a review code, OJ?
I didn't get a review code.
I don't know. I'm just asking. I'm not. I mean, maybe if it's cheaper one day.
People seem to love that game. I personally don't see the appeal from what I've seen of it, but people seem to love it.
I like
it looks like an old JRPG.
What, Diablo?
It's a dungeon crawler, right?
It's an RPG, but it's an old school like isometric style of like dungeon crawling like RPG. Yeah.
I've always had interest in it, but I don't feel like paying full price for it.
Not now.
Yeah, that's a game like if Black Friday comes around, it's like $30-$40. More inclined to just get it to have it for later. But at that tomorrow, yeah.
I saw this deal today for Black Friday. I just need to mention it. $200, you get a PlayStation Slim and Spider-Man. $200.
Okay, that's ridiculous. Okay, I mean, you should be playing it on a PlayStation Pro, honestly, but that ain't a bad deal. Listen, if you already have a PlayStation Pro, you cop that, right? You cop that PlayStation Slim with Spider-Man. You take that home, right? You hold on to it. You take your Spider-Man copy. If you didn't get Spider-Man yet, you wait for Black Friday to end. You wait for all the deals. You wait for the holiday trade-in deals. You bring in that $200 PS4. You're probably going to get around your money back at that point, possibly, for a good trade-in.
I think it's just a good deal because they had that same deal last year with the Black Friday deals, right? You can get a.
But for what game?
I don't know what game it was that you.
I think it was Uncharted 4. Uncharted 4.
Yeah, like you can get a Slim and Uncharted 4 or something like that for $200. So I mean, they do this every single year. Like, and I don't know why people buy PS4s like right around this time. I'm like, you could just wait and get such a better deal if you just literally just wait just a little bit because in November you're gonna get that deal and they're gonna have them. I mean, they were fully stocked and people were buying them like crazy. So
hundreds and hundreds of them.
Yeah, so I don't understand why people sit there. Oh, I'm gonna go rush out and go buy a PS4 today. It's like why? Why did you buy a PS? Like it's literally
you don't need to go out at 6 p.m. on Thanksgiving. Just wait.
You just
wait.
You can just buy it. They'll be online. You'll be able to get one.
Just wait till Cyber Monday.
Just wait.
Because Cyber Monday don't exist anymore because Amazon was like, we'll have Black Friday deals on Black Friday now instead of just waiting till Monday. You can order online, people. It's great. Also, someone said in the chat, where was that deal?
Yeah, it was Walmart. I think and Target. To tell you the truth,
probably everywhere. It'll
probably be everywhere, guys.
No, actually, it was actually on. Where was it on? I think it was on Amazon like 2 days ago for like an hour.
Well, any place is gonna price match it. Like if one place has it for $200, everywhere's gonna have it for $200.
I think it's the game. Wait, the PlayStation's $300. My bad.
Well, it's just a deal for this It's like a Black Friday holiday deal. It might not even last till December. This is like a November type of thing,
Yeah, this will be like the through the weekend of Black Friday up until Monday.
Yeah, it's not going to be like forever, guys. It's not going to be like, oh, I can just buy it anytime. It's going to be like there's going to be a certain time that it's going to be like, hey, there's $200 PS4s and everybody rushes out go buy that. That's what they do to move the shelves because they just want people. I mean, they're obviously losing money on that, but it's not about that. It's just about getting as many people to buy a PS4 as possible and hopefully they buy software.
They
don't make a profit on that, but they'll make a profit back on software sold.
Yeah, Sony will literally be losing money selling them at $200. Yeah, the console alone, they're losing money. So
I think they did that for a week. They had them like $100 cheaper, and they like sold most of them.
That's just to push the units because they're just they either saw that there was too many on the shelves and it was time for a refresh, so they can just quickly get some more out into the public. It's constant. The only system we haven't seen that happen with is the Switch because it's still selling at its full price. That's why this holiday season, the most you'll see with the Switch are bundles. They'll still be the same price, but you'll see bundles. Sometimes more expensive bundles. You're not going to see it go under $300 for the holiday.
The thing about Sony is that Sony has so much third-party support and so much software. Sony's really confident that they can take a hit and they can still, like, people will just buy, like, God of War. People will buy the games to make up for that, and they've already made so much they can afford to do, like, that $100 like price cut or whatever the case is because of how much they've sold and because of how much they make on royalties. Sony makes a ton of money off of third-party game royalties because everything sells the most.
Gaming.
Everything sells the most on PlayStation, right? Red Dead was like ridiculously lopsided, you know, when it comes to it. Sony makes so much money on royalties from third parties because of their install base, so they can do it. They can cut the price by 100.
The only time Sony has ever not had confidence that they can take a hit initially was when they released the PS3, and they thought $600.
That thing was expensive.
Yeah, that was the only time where it was like, all right, Sony, we know you're trying to make a profit here. Lower that, because by the end of the PS3,
it was still sold at a loss, though.
It was still at a loss, but that was at the time where there was like, we could still like get something back, you know. But look at the end. Look what happened at the end of the PS3s. You can get PS3s for like $180
because they stripped it. They stripped it down to. They stripped so many things out of it.
Even base models were cheap. Like it was crazy. It's ridiculous. And like every console that comes out are sold at a loss. All right, Switch,
not the Switch.
The Switch, I still think they're at a loss at the Switch, even at $300.
No, they're actually not. They actually. They make a slight profit on the Switch.
That's not enough. That's not enough for business.
Nintendo
slight profit ain't enough.
No, they already said this in their financial. They said.
No, listen to me. I'm the fact man. I have the real facts. You want to hear the truth?
No, but they said that they're not selling the Switch at a loss. They're not.
They're selling it at 100% loss.
Okay.
It's facts. It's facts, dude.
My bad, homie. I'm sorry. I should have.
It's fine. You can make it up to me some other time.
Okay, I got you. I think I'll do another dollar up pledge. I'll $2 up Patreon, my boy. I'll up that pledge, my boy.
Yes, dude.
All right, we gotta answer some more questions here before we skedaddle, guys.
Where are the questions?
Guys, my computer's gonna die, so I'm gonna sign off.
All right, hey Turbo. I think, are you a mod on the channel? Can you link your channel so everybody can know where to find you at, Turbo?
Yeah, I'll do that, guys. Yeah, thanks for having me on. And for anybody that doesn't know me, I do a lot of discussion videos, prediction videos. I just made a video predicting what I think Spider-Man 2 could be about, things they could add to make it like a lot better. Not better, but you know, a sequel that we could get in like 2 years, not wait like 3 years like the original made. I did a prediction for what the next Zelda game could be like. So my channel is Turbo Jesse. I make a few videos a week. I live stream all that stuff, so check me out. And thanks for having me on, Jordan and Mandy. It's nice meeting you guys. See you guys in the future. Later, everybody.
Thanks for coming on.
Have a good one, man.
Such short notice, my boy. Appreciate that.
No, my pleasure. I'll speak to you later, OJ.
Later.
Let's see. Any other questions? Let's see. I think we have some more questions here. I know there was some other people that were asking some questions. Thought on Pokemon Let's Go not being able to play with Pro Controller. That doesn't make sense. I don't know why there's no Pro Controller support.
Is that true?
Yeah, it's true.
What?
That's stupid.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Why can't you? It's just a controller.
Oh my god.
They literally have.
Because you can't do this with the controller to throw your Pokeball.
But you can.
I know.
The thing about it is that you can. You can literally take it and just be like, hey, there you go. There's my throw. You can aim and go, hey, there's my throw.
Do they not want that?
Or you could just not throw it. You could just press the button.
There is no Pro Controller support, and I don't.
Okay,
Nintendo, that's literally going to be modded.
We're going to have a talk, Nintendo.
Go ahead.
That's Game Freak. What are they doing?
They hate the Pro Controller now. I don't.
Let them know. Give us the rant. Let them know right now.
Like that's
let it out.
Nobody wants to just throw a Joy-Con. I want to take my.
Apparently, let me give you guys some more information. Apparently, you don't have to use the motion controls in the game. You can use buttons to control things. However, once you like initiate a motion, it'll use the motion controls. So that is the weirdest way of doing it because you can't apparently now they might have changed it. You can't disable them completely, but you can still use buttons and everything to control the game with the Joy-Cons. Apparently.
Okay, Nintendo, we need to talk with these motion controls. It's just because it's either they have them or not. It can never be both. Apparently. Sheesh.
Yeah, no, this is. I just found out about this now, and quite honestly, I am pissed. I'm furious. Even though I don't have a Pro Controller, I'm 100% done with you, Nintendo. Honestly,
I can see how mad you are. I'm using a Pokeball, so your boy, I'm
using the Pokeball too.
Me too, but
I got both collector's editions. I got both Pokemon.
I'm gonna be wearing Ash Ketchum's hat. I'm gonna be the black Pokemon trainer. I'm gonna be using the motion. So I mean, but it just sucks for those who don't have that. You know.
Yeah.
I can't wait to use the motion. I'm actually excited.
It's not that big of a
not
deal.
that bad. I just think it's
No, it's a big deal. It's a big
dumb.
because like for those who don't, I mean, obviously there's some people that just want to play the game normally, right? Like it's still a standard Pokemon game at the end of the day. You know, it's still like you press your button.
Hey,
play.
by the way, you wouldn't be Black Ash because in the game you're basically going to be playing red. So technically you just be a color. You just be black.
Okay, thank you for that.
Just letting you know.
You
just be black.
Thank you for that. Well, I meant like I'm simulating the actual like not.
I know. I'm just
a Pokemon trainer that people can relate to for the stream.
What, you can't relate to black?
I love that Pokemon.
No, I'm not color. Oh gosh.
But listen, the character is red and blue. That's the
I
name.
see what you're saying. I see.
I'm blue.
She's blue. She's Avatar. I don't know what this podcast is anymore. Let's get another question in.
Oh my gosh.
There's enough racial hostility on here.
Shadow King says, what do you think about how people hated Haas in in Sun? Is that that's one of the characters, right? That's like your friend in Sun and Moon. And we got another friendly rival in Let's Go Pikachu.
Yeah,
dude, I don't care.
Your friendly rival because they can't have mean rivals anymore because that's not cool.
I just want to get a Pokeball. I just want to get a HD Rumble Pokeball and I just want to catch some Pokemon. That's all I want to
hear. That you have a trap Pokemon in there and go, you live in there? And they're like, Pikachu. You're like, yeah, you stay in there.
That's what I want to do. Like, hey, how's it going, buddy? How you doing? And I honestly I don't care about the rivals aren't jerks anymore. I never even cared that they were jerks in the first place. Like
I did because the conversations were fun.
I didn't care.
Best rival was Gen 2 when he's like peeking over in the window at the beginning and like the long red hair dude. He was the best.
Now they like heal you before a battle.
Dude, now they're friends and whatnot. Now they hang out with you. They're like, what's up, dude? You want to have like a friendly challenge battle? And
let me heal your Pokemon first.
Yeah, it's like, here, let me help you out, bro. Just helping out a bro. All right. Next question.
Any other questions from the chat? We'll go for about 5 more minutes. I want to cut this off at 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like Spawncast time right there, dude.
Oh, wow.
What's going on here?
We're our own Spawncast.
The cast spawn. Nick Patrick says, do you think the post-game content is enough? How many hours do you think is going to be? I don't know how many hours the post-game content is going to be. There's 150 master trainers. I don't know how long it's going to take to beat all of them. I have no idea how much the post-game content is going to be.
I wonder if there's going to be a Battle Frontier.
I don't think so. No.
Lame.
I just want my Pokemon and my Pokeball. And that'll be cool.
I'm gonna have 2 Mews. I can't wait.
Yeah, I want my Mew. I've never owned a Mew before, so I want my damn Mew.
I have like a bank full of Mews.
Can I have
we got Mew banks, boy.
Can I have a Mew, please?
No. You have to wait until November 16th.
No, can I have a Mew on like Sun and Moon? Can you give me a Mew on there so I can have a Mew? I really want a Mew. I've never got it before.
I don't have a Mew I don't know. I haven't checked my Pokebank.
You're being stingy with the Mews.
I mean, they're a hot commodity these days. You know what I'm saying?
I also want to give a shout out to Scarlet. Scarlet's here. She has a new badge icon. She just had the Makiku Sharingan. So thank you so much, Scarlet. I haven't seen her in a while, so I wanted to say hi. So hi, Scarlet.
Hola.
Let's see here. Also, do you think the PS5 will be fully backwards compatible? John seems to think that it will be.
It needs to be. It needs to absorb the previous generations into its body. It needs to just have it.
It needs to have a disk drive that can read quad layer and dual layer, no problem.
No, it just has to be digital.
Don't give me that. Don't go to the digital side just yet. One more console gen, and then we can speak digital. It needs to have backwards compatibility with the disk drive. It needs to be disk need to be able to be quad layer so we can fit more on a disk, and then it needs to be able to be backwards compatible for all my PS4 needs. And possibly, if they can figure it out, let me play PlayStation 3 games on there. Let's just
make
put
a
the wish
whole
list.
System out of like older games. I don't
just make it one. Just make it PS5 and make it 400, 500. At this point, I don't care. Make it $1,000. Just let me play every game. Just let me play anything I want. Don't make me use no streaming.
PC.
No, because there's PlayStation specific games that are console exclusive. I play a lot of third party on my PlayStation, but the reason I have a PlayStation is because their first party titles are hotter than hell. Okay. It's like God of War where you can't jump. And OJ's too busy on Tinder. I
Not
know.
on
You're
Tin-
down there
not on
like,
Tinder,
I
not on
can
Tinder.
see it in your glasses, boy.
You can see the little fire in the glasses.
It's not even a red fire because it's a gold fire, my boy.
It's not a gold fire. Shut up, dude. And I'm not on Tinder. Oh, okay. Let's see here.
You're asking all the people on Tinder like, hey, you got a Mew for trade?
I was like, I'll date you if you got a Mew.
That's not a bad pickup line. Hey, you got any Mews for Sun and Gold or Sun and Moon?
Let's see here. Hey, OJ, do you think the graphics for Pokemon Gen 8 will look as good as Incineroar and Smash trailer? It should be that nice. I think it might look better than Incineroar.
I hope so. If it's anything close to that, dude. The fur on his face, dude, never looked better.
Yeah, I wanted to hug him. Like,
dude, I was.
All right. If you want Mandy to hug you, dress up as Incineroar for Halloween and
Yeah.
go
She's
give Mandy
into-
a hug.
Mandy's a furry, confirmed.
Mandy's into furry wrestlers. So let's do it.
I could see her furry costume in the background.
We're making Mandy blush.
I'm not a furry.
There's nothing wrong
Yes.
with being a furry, by the way.
No, nothing.
No, I know, but I'm not a furry.
One of my favorite fighting game players, Sonic Fox. He's a
fox.
This is just, guys, I'm not saying this is not a negative, but he's a gay guy who's a furry, and he's one of my favorites, you know? Like, and he's awesome. So yeah, nothing wrong with being
Nothing
a furry.
wrong with either of those things.
Nothing wrong with either one of those. So yeah, I didn't even know he was that till this year, until the interview. I was like, I thought that was pretty cool, because it's like, you know, usually people, like, that's the first thing people want to say about somebody, right? Is their sexual orientation or something like that, or they're a furry.
Isn't it weird that in 2018, like, we have to say, like, there's still nothing wrong? Like, it's just not like we can't, like, people just understand that we meet that way. Like, like, it's weird that we still have to be like that.
We do, but only because in certain situations, right? But I didn't even, like, I've been watching Sonic Fox play for years, and I didn't even know that about him till now at this point. Till a recent
because that doesn't make the person.
I think that's cool. I think that's cool because before in the past, you'd know immediately. That's how somebody might get known, right? Like if it's like a player like Guilty, or if it's a player like who's the other girl that's trans? There's another one, Ricky Ortiz. You know, if it's like Ricky, like that's what people know them about. But now at this point, it's like I didn't even find out he was like that till all the way till here. So it's I think it's changed, but it's still not where it needs to be. But it's
just crazy. It's like so many people like. Not so weird, but it's like there's always like that label to it, like where they have to like someone has to say, "Oh, but he's gay." Like that's like it doesn't matter because that doesn't make the person. Like I have hundreds of friends who are gay, trans, into stuff that I'm not into, whatever. Right? Doesn't make them a different person at all. They're still. Yeah. So I just feel weird. Like it's like I know we have to in certain situations.
Yeah.
But I just feel like we have to come to a point where it's just like. That we don't have to.
There's nothing wrong. Basically, there's nothing wrong with being a furry. Basically,
no, there's nothing wrong with being a furry. Well, maybe. No, I'm kidding.
Well, Mandy's a furry.
Mandy's a furry. So if she's a furry, I support Mandy. I support you. You want to be a furry? You want to dress up, go to the conventions? Do you, boo boo? I support you. That's awesome.
Mandy,
I don't care if people are furry.
Fine, dude. You get a full outfit.
Furry.
If you have furry paws, you get a full outfit, and you can hang out, dude.
We're gonna tease Mandy for
fluffy stuff.
Furries are fluffy.
I mean, but I don't dress up as a furry.
But you could.
Well, Danny TF says, before the direct happened, did you guys actually believe the Grinch leak? No. No, because we're not. I mean, because the Grinch leak believability was all based on people wanting those characters. It wasn't based on actual, like, is this possible? It was all based on, but I want these characters, you know?
Dude, on the Spawncast, I didn't have the inside information before that point of like knowing that it was 100% fake, knowing Incineroar was coming and what day the direct was. I literally on that podcast said, we'll probably get the direct because they're saying we're going to direct in November. I said, okay, if we're going to get it in November, it'll probably come out like the 1st or 2nd because the Smash bundle comes out the 2nd. And I was just right. And I was just sitting there like, ooh, I felt like an insider without even knowing. I was like, I was just guessing I was right. Yeah. So it was fun times, guys. We know everything.
Get my Smash bundle tomorrow. I'm going to go get it.
How do you get the Smash bundle but not the game?
It's a download code, and you can pre-install it.
Oof.
Yeah, you need to get that pre-installed going.
That's like...
It's like teasing.
Yeah. It's like it's there, but not yet.
There's like one little piece of info. That's all you need is one little data piece, and you can play Smash Brothers.
Maybe it'll leak, and you could play.
Yeah, like one little piece of information, and you can play Smash Brothers.
So someone's gonna Someone's gonna find a way to hack it.
I hope so, man. All right, guys. So that
Switch gets bricked.
We're going to wrap this one up. Thank you to everybody who asked questions in the chat and all that. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to let everybody do their outros. We're going to start off with my lovable little sis, furry Mandy. Mandy,
I thought I was the lovable little sis.
No, you're not lovable at all. Mandy made this podcast way cuter, okay? So
honestly, you're right.
Mandy, where can they find you at?
You can find me on Twitter at Mandy Lee Plays. And I have a YouTube channel, the same name, Mandy Lee Plays. And yeah, I do videos on video games, mostly Nintendo. And yeah, I'm a new YouTuber, so
you make good videos. You just put out a video talking about your journey so far this year.
Yep.
Good. You're about to hit 1,000, right? You're close to 1,000 subs. That's good. Be proud of that. Go check her out if you haven't. Help her cross that first main YouTube goal finish line.
That's the big goal that everybody should always your first 1,000, because that might be for a lot of people it's the toughest to get.
Yeah, it's 1,000 and 10,000, like the two first hardest to go by. So
exactly,
1,000. You're killing it,
just multiplies.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, you're doing great.
Yeah.
You're doing
Subscribe,
really good.
If you like my content. So, yeah.
Well, they're going to like your content because they're going to subscribe. So
yeah,
make sure you link your channel, Mandy. Jordan, where can they find you at? Because you have a new channel that I've been watching a little bit too, right? So
yeah, so let me talk about it. So I have let's talk about my main channel right now, because I have a bunch of new stuff planned that I can't talk about yet, but I'm super hyped. I got some really cool stuff coming. I have a whole new show idea. It's going to be crazy. So my main channel, Jordan Fringe, it's in the chat. Guys, it's Jordan Fringe. I talk about gaming stuff and nerd stuff from the past that I love, like my Nerdstalgic series. I just talked about Kid Pix last week, which is an amazing computer program from when I was a kid. Talked about some, like video nows, stuff like that. My other channel is just called The Fringe. You can find it by going to my channel now and linking, because I don't want to go and grab that link for that one, where it's a channel. It's laid back. It's brand new. It's at 600 subs now. I just sit there and I talk about stuff like I have a Red Dead Redemption video. It's 60 minutes long, going in depth of what I think about it. I did a Spyro video on there just to show that I'm not making Spyro videos for money, guys. I'm not money hungry. I'm not doing it to get attention. I just want to talk about something I love. That video did great. Go check out that channel if you just want to have a laid back version of me. No high production value. It's just me sitting at my computer discussing my thoughts on stuff in the entertainment industry. So if you want to check it out and hear those thoughts, you can check out that channel as well. So yeah.
All right. And
find me on Twitter at Jordan94.
Yes, Jordan94. Make sure you follow him on
Jordan
Twitter.
Fringe94.
Although he never posts anything and never retweets my videos. But yeah.
Listen, I am never on the main page. I'm only in my notification page. I will get better at that. I promised you I would, and I will. I'm sorry. I'll get better.
You don't have to join. It's okay.
No, but I want
to. Twitter's kind of garbled, man. I wouldn't.
Listen. It's my fault. Twitter. I need to take responsibility. I love Twitter, and I need to treat my friends on Twitter better.
Y'all until you guys got weirdos coming at you all the time on Twitter that
don't
watch your content.
Weirdos every day
don't watch your content, but want to come to you on Twitter. That's the thing that I hate. I hate people they don't watch my content and they want to come at me on Twitter. It's like, nah, bro.
Sometimes I get too savage on Twitter. Like if someone starts an argument and cannot bring facts, and I'll just bring all the facts and their arguments are stupid. it's fun to destroy someone on Twitter sometimes if they're really being that dumb about stuff.
Look, bro, and like I said to these people on Twitter, I'll talk to them for a little bit, but I'm not there to answer all your questions. I'm not there to, unless you're someone that I can recognize that I know from the village. I ain't there to answer all your questions on Twitter. I ain't there. Like I think I went off on a. Did I go off on a rant last week about this? I think I went off.
You did this morning about.
No, but I went on for a rant like during like a podcast. I remember.
I think you did it last week. Yeah,
I think I did it last week. Like one guy just triggered me beyond belief. He said, "I'll think about watching this." You can think about this mute, and I can think about never answering any of your questions again. Get the hell out of there with that. So Twitter is for me. It's not for people just to come over there and just randomly bombard me with arguments and questions. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, you gotta watch more content, homie.
I was arguing with this guy in this one guy's video this guy made a video about Spyro, this one channel. I commented in there some actual facts about some information. This one guy kept coming by me. He's like, no, I'm a lead artist. I know about compression. I know about this. I'm like, yes, but I have sources to saying this. He's like, we prove the source. I'm like, you can use Google. I gave him like 5 responses. That's usually my limit for someone who's not willing to actually have a real legit argument and just keep saying, no, you're wrong because it's this. I'm like, but it's actually not. And before, because I stopped replying to him and he replied a couple more times, I knew he was going to find my Twitter. I already went to Twitter, found his Twitter, muted him before he even came at me on there. Dude, I was like, I know he's gonna come for more. I'm so done with this guy. You could say you're developing and you've done all this stuff in the computer, but you don't know the facts that I know about certain things. And it's cool. Yeah, you could say, yeah, you could have compressed 100 gigs to 50 gigs. That's not the fact. Spyro in general is still too big for one disc. That's just the simple fact. And I'm not giving an excuse for Activision. I think they messed up. I will publicly say they messed up on this. They should have paid the $40,000 and got 2 discs like Red Dead Redemption did, but they didn't. And that's it. I'm not defending them. Get that right. People think I'm defending that. I'm not. I'm saying the facts.
I don't know, man. I mean, I agree. Look, and I don't want to stretch this out because I know we're done with the podcast here, but I don't want to stop. But I mean, like, yes, I think that all of it should, whatever, be on the disc, but like, what does it matter? It like takes up all your hard drive space anyway.
The reason why it matters is because some people have bad internet connection, which boo-hoo, that sucks for those people. But another thing is that the longevity of this game. What happens when the servers for the PlayStation are off and someone wanted to get Spyro on the system? But here's the thing. Spyro is going to be ported anyway.
But mods,
when the next generation comes out, Spyro will be on it. It'll be on computers as well.
I get the first thing. I get the first thing saying internet connection. Yes, you're right about that. Okay, that's a big reason. But saying when the server like doomsday theories, you know what I'm saying? Like that's right. It's like, okay, dude, by then people will figure out how to have it to where you can.
It'll be on other consoles. The PC version will be out. It'll be on the Switch on a cartridge. Like it'll. Hey, how about you just buy it within the next 8 years while the PlayStation or Xbox have servers up for their current consoles, and you won't have to worry about it.
In 10 years, when I'm playing with my grandchild, you know what I'm saying? Like when I'm playing, and I need to have
it. PlayStation 4. Like, oh my god! Like people, I'm so dumb. I literally at this point, I just want to play Spyro. You could literally ship me nothing on the disc, but a giant middle finger and say, haha, you paid for a disc. It's all digital. I don't care. Give me the game.
I think that's enough. That's enough ranting for right now. Thank you guys so much for Jordan Fridge and also for Mandy. Mama Mercy will be back next time. She'll be back next time. So thank you to all the guests here, or not guests. You guys are part of the podcast. Thank you to all the podcasts. All of you guys in the chat. I appreciate that. Thank you guys.
Shout out to Turbo Jesse.
Shout out to Turbo Jesse once again. Thank you guys so much. And we'll be back tomorrow for Player Essence Cross Nintendo, and of course edited videos as well. So look forward to more live streaming content on Player Essence. All right, peace out, guys.